no baby anu mani bu aponche ma na so wa che dia
ma za mo tia me baby amomantam na
ko ma bi no ama ofu ponche no ko ne ize
me ma twitwa wi o
fa so am ho abenya bi ato ana so de ka se he a wo so pe o pa ponche ato je sa de am sa ponche
do ma wi o ma totum bi bia wi kra
abo na ma
ma che wi a mo ye se me de atiban de fancy e be adwi o ti azewu basto yebedi
very necessary.
Aponji no aponji me say nkwana ba na de ejinam pa. We go celebrate out. Heavy pa.
And one no. Ti yama ye chefo nyina che once again no pay no. Ya be kwem no ne anu no ye the latest bana one said ya nioma enso ebesi akona ye mfa na asema odimfo Samuel Madika de ato no se bronya no enso balance days are dangerous and wo coding for Samuel prayer and counseling aye center na enkomo bia be so ne papa enso edi bia no betimi adina afi wono nso akwa sumsem de agene se wo kona wode mpabo edi attach na afi wode akwantran so edi amesanse nyame bamua bibia be fine ameka emene wo ebiem enso aye promise enfe wode no enso enim gwase bi ena balance mpo se bia wodie aye se woto aye ntonyo mai em se wo stock aye chaso shop mo na se beyo na ye beto amwonya o kakra da so nyina no so ye problem bamode enso no different Samuel enso ebedi ehia nkomo bia ka bia no wone no enso edi otrase o manhia ahempopo na hono ma pay ana onsanso ebeka ne number no 0246 66 7117 na odifo Samuel and so enjoy so na Bust Brain Publication Limited hono de wokwa aye books ana akwakwaje ediama ba me fa no say e bia fi ye de ko na we ya no sansan kwada no and some exams so mo e be ma kwane mom nyame ya no from next year January e wa bra 2026 academic year e be hyasia no ye hye no so me say wo ji book na wo be call aye the leading publishing company and no our Ghana ba bia books no you're rating 5-star and I say A1 honey no I Bust Brain Publications all and I will call them Poma Bromanioma and so I find Ediame Sansa Quadano numeracy for K1 and 2 and I feel literacy and so our world, our people and our phonics no you were 2-letter words adequacy I 4-letter words no I Bust Brain and a demo bono so the form come on my early writing for KG1 and 2 and I feel languages no would you be and some that I'm obey Sebi akwara no so ye bie no rom enso mba junior high enso a wo ba na mathematics aya chasa JHS for the no what be ade ama akwata no integrated science and English language afei ebano computing and career technology and as ebano social aya studies hono nyina no enso aya Bust Brain Publication Limited onum and ababu amanioma aya fine ade ama banana wo dru pankrono abed la Pusara Hotel echuo ma prenomo ye adwuma na money 0507 200 200 Bust Brain and some abajo so na 3p garlic mixture no makacho so no 100% garlic extract yangasa garlicky and ya dia dry and some adiaba enyanyu no and what no am sanyana and some abodwa so say bia wo pania kan say draw ababo wa brand yankasa natural plant juice and yere bi some asomua ebe boost immune system ebe fight e ya tianya wa wo do uyo bia na Karabia, what in Casa Wabra, not say I titiriti and watch it, what far ever said Jojo, and I some Paul Johnson rough of how much and now Johnson, oh, yes, sir, won't Tom pass one now, said Johnson. That called Cabo Bessia Samayo, and Tabameka, so the inside. Now the Bias of Pio Kojana, Sanucano, dear Science, true, as I was some of us so assumed I could have no masa I have no more and your also sorry question your mama said to me so I 3p and one about Bamanioma I have find say why I can say abroso I ask man some poor sir I wouldn't try say sugar love and afe and your man some I normal I know I 3p garlic mixture and you na baby I told you be aqua one sa ebe kabi 0248 8824 na 3p and some enjoy so Jenjamin as a bronya area very nam and I'm there, you be bumpa. Now, I was so sure, say, I was sent and I didn't come. A brown and to say, you'll be out brush, and your teeth now, so much of Fusian say, and some buffet, we will be say, gum, I want dinner, and some come from an answer, say, Utemina, Kaka, and about Dodum, and I say, be a Kaka about Bano, so your banner, so your Beman, Dodum, I could not complain, saying, Dodum, I'm not just an afro crano, and some Pajawa, the number called Genjamin, na dentist. And so Ashana wama survey a problem na edi amawo anase bia banasa wo ye teeth whitening oba some show sene so vanasa aye good uyo bia wo se efenfemo bronya basa na Wontumi feel you because ede the actually the ought to be found see I say abama dodomo no be yiska so intime so I was say wo pair the actually na bronya wo bontis I was sen efenfemo enfri na nkosi time ayesu bronya dua adamo say mumu hia be gum ni nyina no awobetimi anya chesese enso ede anuoma ama chese bronya wa Philippe sanse no bia na to no enti to am say o saw juani ema nyame crown sampam say o ye ne ba am say o dana koma so pantina branches ados ye nyina ye adwuma mo East Region Koforia Urban Central Police Station and afi Kumasi de report junction offer kwan so call eye bantama Brodana Bank enso awase esro ana Genjamit ewo na money 0559139582 nafe when a Genjamit and Casadia Niwe among Supremo Abaka Krebino and some Aya Jackson wide range of products almost Adia Bana Tetia Drono Yafano Jackson Herbal Mixture Yan Cassianubna Yan Cassiahama Chasa Doctor Day Aya Dre Eba Jasso and Yanakra na Mekram Simi who Drono what are from 2000 and so bar na Chasa last a year 25 years and Jackson Obama Canada so Bajuma malaria fever ebeko typhoid asie tu ana ona mrani nyina no enso ebedwane amani pedwane na ho tenkama sa wo ye bema wa ye mre ewo mpama fei wo be sa wo chasa mpa wo bema mu wo yo bana wo de no jaw ana wo te wo se bana nka bia wo gigye ama chasa brebia no ura kon enso ebedon ti so ba wo ne tenka ewo mpama no bema no nyina no monkopa Jackson natural capsules ano ana babu na koko de na do tatashe Jackson cold capsules amama ni nyina no ebetu ase e de free oni padua no mo 0244723541 na Dr. Jackson and so enjoy so
Yenremo high sense and anope na afie ndi adwumadie no na de woman say high sense men kan sure say ope and e kasa blender na wo de do dwuma o mai say mo pese mo adwuma e wo kitchen say blenders ya na say microwave nom rice cookers ne kettles ni nyina na de bi aba ope TV and say ope air conditioner wo mo e de bi aba high sense atete so niama no ebo no de say de munim yam prices no da so e da form column Toba on some ebeka bi of 5-year manufacturer defect warranty and some that so Kumasi ya watano so ya wadum anafe tafua ya boy juma mo nka na temota anafe mo ene danso man ene de ka ho nyina no ya bia ye showrooms no ya outside Kumasi ya 0302550000 na phone high sense company for edin komo Herbal clinic and ya doctor specialist ebani say ni glaucoma and how aduna doctor say na omra na fe eteyesi wani si oni dwumadie ensom emfa hypertension anasem bia stroke adem na obi a wo problem no e woni kidney wo so beba na fe doctor e de bibi draw crunching ensom asa ya de e ama doctor tenase e wo Kumasi kwara so dwunase main market na chi ana doctor dini dwuma mo e wo ye kan say domain krono ye ben Ebenezer preschool ana doctor ensom na tenase 0541565199 na on the Herbal clinic doctor and no ensom natin komo yerem ewo power specialist Herbal hospital ye mame doctor akoso adua ye nie ni dwumadi a wodim da sronko ewo Ghana ha ni nyina ne se ye fatty liver anasem bia ye hepatitis ade ABC anasem bia ye prostate obi a ulcer have a drink kidney no ana wo problem anasem bia obi a fibroid ha no doctor no ye mame doctor akoso adua ya wodi nro no abadua ya Herbal malamesini malaria malaria dro eba no cough care eba Mr. Obowa enum ebe yefio ana fa dua ya eba tonic no obi an enum ato ntimi ni wunya bia ebetimi abo doctor tenase wa Accra APC road ho ewo kwabenya power specialist bar stop ho ana doctor dine juma Kumasi Feyase Bosomtwe road ewo adua ya junction mo atakrade no wo recordom ewa anaji exit wa 0244544422 na ne ma me doctor akosu adua ya edi nkomo Semens Vital Herbal Mixture and capsules agan dwumadia edi ene se esoboti ni pedua yi ema untini moja ni ntimi mfam ya enom aboa hanse blood circulation anafe eba ne se bema untimi mo adwuma ewo mpem agudie enso atechema ni nyina no eya de se Semens Vital Herbal Mixture and capsules agan eno etosin to ya bema ne esito se no sa na abedu dwumadie amanu mansom aye kamadama libido ewo form eno so betimi aboa obefre number oto adre bia frɛ number na ne doctor eni nkomo 0240 6161 afi what a doctor dinkom Alaska yes bronya ide yebese ya dem yebema dem enso aye kama na afi owo ebeba ohia blanket sana semia wallpaper ana ohia artificial grass ya to for me ni nyina bi ana ohia ode wani be kire aso ye na afi wa ba be pemi yenduma de ana enuama ye ton no ano ahyepa bronya Alaska ana ye bodero amase enuama ye hia odema ye di siesie dem no ode wani be kire dum ye wa Mrs. Anache Plaza Cross Circle Tiptoe Lane inside Shepherds baby a chairman K24 bia womu edi womu juma 0554 114878 na fe woni abon komo kojak chako toothpaste also betwu sen wonum abada wo se benya hoden enkra esu bi mpanimfonso womu dia womu yusu anu ye kojak chako yi ana meka wasem ade amase no boye pa ema wo se no enya hoden wo se ne afita enti anu ahye no so na procode no obu aniti epai no ti fa edwa migraine and hawa dwuna unya kojak procoda enso betimi aboa ebo adwuma ye pa utie mi abefre 0244 559597 afi wape wadro currency ventures no ageme so adronom aye eba ne janitor rashes a sa nkomo yi mbia na wa shevi na ensa bi aba begu nkomo yi so we oba we bema nkomo ne de so meso ya dika we bronya ebe nkomo yi bia so na enya eba ma ne se communication anase dwumadia ebe kwaso mpam no entimi nkoso e ma ne nye unya zara Mr. ne G na enum ane be isa gono no anafe se Felix no ne sansa ne nyina no e de fro wie na wa pesara man capsules bema enu ye chidom hene ebe gira wachi amo abo adwuma e wo mpam ami adwo tum se wo bema wo wi ahindi no e diabetes ne malaria wanya hindi Herbal Mixture eno beboa 0246348334 wanya liver problem eno e pasco no nya bia wonu ma beboa capsules CDM se Ghana ha baby adre enso ebi o ntimi sure say adre wunya bia na wapa bi Hepasco Herbal capsules ana make wansem eri achro Ghana baby obenya bia to 0557453579 now only Hepasco empany fadin komo me dima fo Dr. Time that so doctor nie bronya dia wansa ho yade a be the problem be bo ni nyina ne say wo yare na ye kwa untimi nkobi ye kwa yesi we apia yesi ye kwa giani ye ko beach anafi ra ni nyina na ho de ni wa ba ha dwentimi dimafo ana so do ani che Dr. Time that was a stroke wa de mrebe to so ya wo ho asem na ye de esisie na ne ya na asem bia woni pedue won sheda hu wi a wo de fani che bu akwa agogo school junction ho ana Dr. Tenase Akran so poku ase mayera 0244774282 na ne me dimafo having common natural company limited o madaroma Johnson sem obo Johnson anu te ya woni bemem obo Johnson ne meye ne bi enso makam Johnson pai mienu wasema won tafo nyantafo semo problem ana about prostate ni to wadro no Proslav capsules no ana bebo true man capsules no so no juma die di ni se we ya bema untimi mo adwuma no emu ba ko weak erection ana for premature ejaculation lack of sexual drive unim atinka won pem se obedi mpam agudi awadro eni Congo ointment ne nkra na mobo mo diaper na rashes agu mo enso unya bia ebetimi aboa na afi we ye bema na we oba rompa bo asent enso ewo mu honama ni nsa hawadwena Congo ointment 0249017101 na wadin komo Lawson Beverages Limited Dr. Seven Kancho said delay man se bema ube delay ewon pemadre ene ni di ese because onoma eboa ho my hansew ewon pem se bia first na ko 2 minutes bia 5 minutes say ebetimi amwa ko 30-40 and afi 1 hour ene atre ene delay man no and ebebo do a match bi na set abra wadro ene no and ebetimi aboa na delay man capsules no so no eboa Emmanuel hansem pa ema moments no eba ne kama eba on time and afi sign na mani flow ye pantu ko afichira woni problem 0248619999 na afi wadi nkomo na bibia kama tabia dro no wadwama so bronya ediam se wutwi wo ka na ebi ehwata so efie na wa ebi da umpa tifi wona ma bagi na se tabia takumi ebi ehye bi ko takumi ne de set time bia wutimi etafre emani ye na no hanse won pam ema won pam agudie no den ewom no ha no eboa yi ni pie ema wotobu anane de akohya kire obeye obetanwenwenwu tia accelerate so tia so a kaskala adi ema wunya tabia drabia takum no ebe yi na pie quick edem amatabia ba capsules no enso esisi area drone afi malaria no ene tabia ba mixture eno so beboa 0243686861 na oni adinkomo ruta enronom na wadwama so ye kwam no ne ano no na ruta mixture no eboa ema malaria bi hawa general body pains bi no ruta mixture ebeboa ruta live no so no eboa ema moja circulate enhance blood circulation woni pedua no bia na moja no clot wo vein no man no etime eboa bie ntini no moja yi enso mfam ema atese won sa no nan a etaye titiriti ni nyina no ruta mixture ana beboa ruta live no ana make wansam ade atro say no enhance blood circulation emom ruta tonic no so de yi typhoid fever ade efie ni pedua mo 0244485632 na fe wedding komo emulate eba supplement no ana me di twatwo na fe awramu ewon kofon cross emulate dwumadia edi enie emulate no eboa ema chese ne boost immune system sembia obi wonu mo nante kakra bia no abre na ni so abre no onya emulate bia ebeboa boost immune system support general well-being oyo ba wa fayefunu ma kranofo akrade ni mfie dumienu a o man emulate bia enye ye numbers ni enye 0535112813 o friend number ya onsam ebetimi akan na fe woni ye adwum adijuma na bibia so aye kama atimi adi amount ene anope na wo jesi ne de se ne yenya kan acho se jesi na eye kama no club jesi national team de nyina wo se fabric na no dawa wi abo asent bia nim 0547047771 na 0203682641 na one jesi empanifo din komo we a replica jesi a player version ene de account nyina no nsa ebeka bi fancy
well me da say na your buy and question of the day so you proudly brought to you by Amazupi Herbal Mishaweno and so and be fight tia infection awodwa wanya ewoni predwane mu se wo your bemana and suvita bi efru bemana mu eba yana se bi okra na etimi se wa yikra ha no wunya Amazupi ne bi adro ebo dwuma pa e man so ebema wase achi eho ebe ye tight na fe be fam se jamai no nti abrebia no wura ekọ adwuma kra na ni e wo fie zanze wa fi very tight just a boapa ni nyina no Dr. Amuzu ensano na ena Amazupi se yemisa se wan ena edin kunima na dwoi I Santiago Bernabeu Real Madrid and say Manchester City wan ena edin kunim wan ena fa win and in the Champions League and so why Bernabeu wan ena fa sa nkunimdien we Amazupi question of the day Cabo.
Ya sabe amokoma imfi wase Madrid for ne womo no Pedro Maldini say Madrid will win tonight 2-1 against Man City. Eno dode aba Kakapeda Bright say falla for Man City halal to score 2 goals. Eno the message no Kwame Mauli Benjamin say Madrid simple cry because their home game momo bo eufie into mefa anaba Cabell was say hi fancy good morning anaba nie inside Aguna Memfi Madrid winning game way by all means no naba a message one enso de abano don shout say city fa clean sheet and no any message no Robert Jonah was say I want Man City to win this game and no Robert from Anomabo and what the message here free about when so Owusu Dembele was say the Sky Blues are going to win this game against the White Angels 4-1 and womu enso Noah Olongo was say the way Xavi is behaving City go win this match and no any message what the abana Stella Asante was say City and a win tonight.
Okay, na Joalan Kase fancy today at Santiago Bernabeu, Man City. We are just going there for our training session. Hey, na semza and Man City for no kutumbre afi was Sylvester Edu say Man City all the way and I said that bang and so came through saying Man City to Man City to win over 2.5. Nedians I don't know now. Kwakudi that just say Real Madrid is winning hands down, masa. Na way ayo poku Eric also say Man City win Nediano or the free Eric J Fashion Institute ewa for region go so eho ano no so o monitor chia go so for nyina da mase sabre bia mo monitor njumedie boy famous and so say Man City will win by 3 goals to 2. One of the correct score by now Okofo Techi Samson was say Madrid will win by 2 goals tonight and our Dene Diano and so Ebene and pay live with the Shafi way a PG Abdullah Sumaila say I also probably Tiababa so na Madrid will lose Vincent Edifree ayo Kumase Tafo and a day the message no and so at the Abba and so I pay live on the show T and one no Yababe Kwama no niano my main fan coach in Emma bet to Adarama was say we are bet responsibly way and so I bet we rewards the more I will training points open then abo points accrued obet me out convert a day ayeska na job so this can ye piano o day ayeway not for persons below 18 years regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana betway and I chana ye di amanioma and so I fine no na BW28 0DA 9AE 15 O's. I don't know what I'm saying when you're intern luzu yanka just double chance a boy so inte 15 O's and I'm the amount
okay
BW28 0DB 1D4 and here 9 O's
okay
BW28 0DB
8B3
6 O's I don't know and BW28 0DB D42 T I know for quotes Yaminton Supremusu and and your man so and your family say
to me
oh yes and there can be also see because Brunya I know by Shepa say Yakacho said 25th me hotel
25th
I'll show you the CSC and the beast trap
and was a combination or tight
I'm some time in 2 days and we are much now yeah man would my sound so you want to no Kosroka Kramaya
we're back no to so but I say community picture to so na chemi I say
me fix on another performance
oh yes I'm
getting razor
catch sabe pepe me say me bie kwa ma kwa ba
ti na chemi Xmas party kwa kese and be strap yo
yes oh yeah
you friend ya go cry ti ya be ba
oh ya ba bi
na chemi 100 pe and
oh yeah me am so me performing ti easy kwa me performing live
Wo ye general manager so aso e ba da form anyame ad mo chena after show ye we kwa santimampon I will say you kona you general manager na so da from no katana chima ye
nice one
manager so say was sisi machipa
okay
I was sisi machipa
okay them okay to me some now
yes okay to me man wo okay to me man wo no man bi wo
na mo de bia mo kwa ya mbese mo ye
masa ye de ba de I say ana show no so kapon se mo na abra bia we AI technologies and consult mo no ewo Greek Buraso say bia on the track share moto mo ana okay mo masa omo ye number 1 Balak me amani pa Balak prepare Balak monitor in Jumedi yes technologies I for we do on them say workers wo ho no pa be fix prepare money Wontumi sports buffet ana ehwibo
nante
do bia say obi prepare monitor fuel stations outdoor ne joint outdoor police stations outdoor ni na bia na pay I say the police is your friend service with integrity yes inti ye do mo nyina ase do bia say barriers ni nyina ye do bia so ase na and so am say momre na afi ye hu de kwam say
okay presentation
you breast on how do na bra be kasa go microphone da bi be o say
usuro mic
you this can usuro mic
o say you for ana
bet you get who dare
Wontumi
ya come on ni anu na your frost so about pay
okay
who did you say
Dream Chaser frames
dream chaser okay and then so be
wow Christmas thing
very
so see all them
fire so nice
frames
wow
it was the boss was I be come
wow
oh that's
nice correct
hey inside
ebi ho
hey supremo
hey
supremo we don't come on ban fix in the bed penalty
oh nice
because I did hey mo fa camera to
correct
supremo the penalty fee unza penalty fee
Miami na what channels are no nice one nice one wow correct
boys no more talent meza hey
Azigiza
masa uni atena waje samu
Azigiza
why ya chena na so ujiska ye bi onde ne so de beche
we also jiska
wow
oh nice one na mi shapa dream chaser aya de ana hey na
abu akwa kapitano Shadrack ana ona kayo so anya ma na o ma na so
kapitano no oh nice
what you
wow easy oh wow dear
oh so much me
effect
nice
oh talents
oh he
so if you say any edum
okay so location is
just obi pb on phone number bay
patcho number is 0593 031 976 ye deliveries ko be bia o bia amro ne de bia deliveries ko be bia
nice okay yeah say why I mean
dream chaser
so there
handles na obi be
social media
TikTok near dream chaser frames, Instagram dream chaser frames, baby I dream chaser frames.
Okay.
And I say me to birthday Cletus.
Wish
at Togoba or Fantini Town or your bed BBR Pacho no so Fantini Town Hono and they'll see any birthday.
There's also by Empaba.
And what this is why Empaba is why I'm ready.
Oh, you might my Yibia. Brand Empama one. Let me that idea. Now, my young dining. I have a fix what dining more. You never be paid out.
Down you
did. Who done it? Come on. Sorry, I'm going to be sorry. Now, they say, would have been
Asama okay the am say
on some mo nya atwom no some mo nya atwom
amanfo bebre mpa mro but asa Wontumi nka any
asa pass ne ko pass ne ko sunyan woni professor Johnson do
onka
ba o de ma ba ko ba wo dru ba bia wa ya mejo so be chill dabi wo mi kan chill ya osuma driver mo breaks see e
bia be rem me say
o ko mama o wa chase
me say ado pay wo mo mpake kan e wo kroma
bebre bo Wontumi nka
on say dey Maza, on pack a car boom. I don't pay.
I don't know, baby. I'm a quiet. Baby, I'm a college. You say nice. I Hebrew. My yard, the no more 2 blocks on our bank. Then pay that to pay me. Sir, better why we am party a few hotel walk. Hey, you're for a share. Hey, P. Shall I take over your comfort?
Wontumi 101.
Yeah, Angwa Juma no you. Yami wohoda se uji didia obeya Juma. Asachre no you. Yami wohoda se uji didia obeya Juma. Ye bompaye shamachi shra Yehuwa ilahenu Yehuwa ekat. We ahata et Yehuwa Elohika bika luvika uvika naveshika uvika miyodika tode yashak in English in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Come on, boy, Kapo. Kapo chairman. I feel like chairman yes. Now baby got time tabo kukasa mo send messages and ben no bia say hey o chairman ya dear pass say what me asem. Mo so amatches I was baso yerim say ya Arsenal bobo courage na kono so mo game ababa so and watch Real Madrid nom am so amatches abaso Paris Saint-Germain nom am so any adwomo nyina dia no and so abakos na mom say no pay wunya time and so atia ye dwumadi a ye fa no say Wontumi sports by tower bra ye the latest and so ba make sure say Arsenal omakotan na ye fa no say Max Dorman akwakopra ama chese wa bra ko ba say coach na ne din enter Mikel Arteta ba ya wonu so adene pre-match abaso nyina no wote say no permanent twitwa say manager no say e rigs and some asebze no anya de say bia akotan no and some ababa na rigs and manager no kan no yerim say bia no e 2 weeks and say bia e 3 weeks and some potabana akotan no and some abaro konfa no latest ever say and say womo some the news about according to report me nya no say player ye fa no say Max Dorman o ya kwada ketwa kra o won 15 and no ana chance akwada no nya no madru ba bia wono some nya game abodo mo kan nyina no say e 2 months ana akwada no and some abetena cha wa brande wono some ntimi mobo na chance 2 months akwada no ye fa no say Max Dorman e kwada nyina no ye say wa damage ne ankle aye ligament e wa brande moment ababa say bia 19 one chesempo bia chesepono so ni ate bia baba say wanya problem ne dia na chese nei I say kwam bia so konchan ensom aye 2 months na mo no wonim say Arsenal aye club wo som na Manchester United ebo final game na sa game no aye behind closed doors so kaya aye somewhere last week ni sense Man U aye club wo mo bosh Europe in Arabia no wo som na use bia midweek either say bia enom aba chese Wednesday and sample ebia Thursday na omodi abobo aye Manchester be behind closed doors say be wo mo players no and some aba sharp and watch Arsenal wo mo so kwada omo pro wo mo free aye injury abari nyina no wo mo some aba tianya aye form aye sama tinibi and last week come boy ya and am some Manchester Man U ni bako and some kwatwa kwada na nei wo some kwakopra 2 months no and Manchester boy no so di kofia ya the empty tare dia kan nyina no and some ye chef and pay and some our shows and one Manchester about nyina no when some ali kick off a game ya wo Karabakh Abdam FK omo and some our Azerbaijan body atia ayas bobo kono ayas for dia masam se anya crowd chese ebna me tesa ya se Kahiro Tomiyasu, what kind of former player, and some Arsenal Tomiyasu, Ayobia, Yatesa, Ayas Timino, one of some about to me, I join it, I just a point about to me, I join almost so much as M. Sam, the only team, name of the Abanasa Cotano, and some about to me, I join Bobokua, your father say Ayas, our Bruno Peno, Yada update, some like the Eba and watch it, Bobo Kawan Savio, one some like Gamer, one some other Copenhagen, Elboninano, and some like Aliki Comcamino, and some other Coso, and Sana Yaba, Bilbao, one ball Paris Saint Germain, your Dortmund, and a clubber, your father's a bottle glimpse, and some our signal, a duna a ho, and a Sama Cherebas and Sana, Wababanya Benfica Bobokuno, one some and Napoli a cider, one some Abasa Big Gemeno, and some Nabacosu Jose, and all father's Antonio Conteno, I am Sanadia Baco, and some Nabache, I'm a Baco, some I am Ebium, and some I club Buga, our fear, one some other the Gunners of Arsenal, one some other Basamachino, Yabakum at the update anymore, and some Ajaba, Yawa Juve, and Bobokua, your father's a Puffos, and then you may, and some our Alliance Stadium, and as I came on. And also Abakoswa, Yade, I am telling and some Ama, and I want to say Liverpool in Timono, one some other clubber, your friends at Newcastle and Camino, and on some night the same time at 8 o'clock, and you may answer Match I'm say Riase will be on some Pabiasha and some Real Madrid and Bobokua, your friends at Man City Monse, Bassa supporters no more say, what would you want the popcorn and I shall dream match, now said your Madrid. Don't tell me I say idea. We'll be hearing the Abasiana Drew. I had a man city for no, and some about to a Joanna Mom, I have been a bow and a match and a password. Ya do community Abako, a year and a matches Nafe, Yababa said a Emma Jada Bani at Tenino, and on some Nabasia Kona. The Kamami are burnt over, sir, and Yankee Williams, Unum, sir, Menon Casabe Bow, a clubber, woman some other Paris Saint Germain Gamino, and no Abacosana and a Jono, woman confirm almost squad in here. Na as I said, ya second sir, a radiatum in Yankee Williams, Ayobia, one of some room our Chasabe Bow, one of some squad in the sir, na a game initial in the basse, Ebia onya available on Timmy Monomono, Wabro confirm Omutimono, in Yankee, Ayobia no, and some I return to the squad, one of some Ababasa Gamino, a bunch of one sir, American report, or no, and a report I mean, you say, when Timmy cover on time, I must say, one of our severe muscle injury and into the American report no want to me a game and na tree and some mental Paris Saint Germain and on my game about Kosua yet the update no and some at the Abafe Arsenal one game almost some and a club book Abano Mama reference Ivan Leko Shak and the Leko Baba what are some in common all Casano Leko any William sir, and now a Wednesday, and Rachi Achasaya Monday, Anna Bruga, Asake, one coach, I found Niki Hayen. Now, I'm some boys no more taco club Ruga Chendia. Woman, Palu Quacabon and say, quiet club Ruga for so the boys Navasono, and your grandpa Crona. I no more Lucy, I no more Jodiate. I'm a Chesson, I'm a Mambo, a Monfono, woman see can wash him more. Now, so now Monday, I know, woman Sake, I am Niki Hayen. I'm an old Casai, woman, your Jumana, Ivan Leko, Uran in the now, Urea Mekan Samono, Wabo Bo, Bear 4 seasons, and Yama Club na, your father Bruga and Wache, Bear from 2017, and the coach 2019 on Ukoya, was some by your coach, and some Adama Timono, and Jupila League Adama, and your Bruga, Ebium, Asanja, and your Belgium, Wamu Super Cup, and some Asanama Kaba, your father Bruga, and Wakoi, and Chasana, Wamusaria Jumana Mano, na Adiba. Consuls Albano was free a Gent and some other buy. Answer Udru Bodroma, one more Gent and a more Genk, and I just a Bruganum, woman in the Moa. Now, or free Akura for us, Ebia Wokra, now one on free Ebia Waria Sekaware, another crack. Aha, Sana, I don't know, Quack to Womono, Brugane Gent, Omonka, Omoya rivals, and a nay, one of every Gento, Ama Chesanam. Yano, Wababa Juma, Onom Baba Yama Bobokua, Yafarusa Bugantiano Pay, or do come on, Chasana, John Mubusansa. I said, more now supporters, maybe I, Yantia Samanime Kochi, and a Dentana Baby of Fribano, and on Oka Buy or Caswabako, Yakaya went ten or Koi, Wakene Sinia, Sankawan Sama on San Comonaha, will be a Canadian Jabat, many Janison or Tria Bas, I am normal, Sabia Jubabina, Yasani appointment Tamawa, Nipabi Abaka Sabia Montias and the other bat, Nina Chwaba, Wabayajuma, one should not time and prepare a Yankee on the Arsenal, and some Anaboyantia coach now, your friend Ivan Leko, Nesmon on some other tutor.
Something about Champions League fight for the titles, squad what is made to play good football. Yeah, everything is there on sportive side. Then emotional side. This is my home. Yeah, I arrived here in Belgium, in Club Brugge, player, coach, always saying this is my home. And one day I will be back. Even I was working in different clubs, but I was never hiding which color is also my heart. This is something about Champions League, fight for the titles, squad what is made to play good football.
Kakra manager Fanasa Ivan Leko and out Yadene accepts Emma Nano pay live with the show now. Yabakoni opposite number coach and Dean and some that day Mikel Arteta because I Arteta and Kwakabana Diaba Consa Sir Okwakoshia a yet Timnebia opponent no coach and Ayobia Waya Jumacha which me as Seun Serebi or no and some Bonti. What was Arteta say? Manager by and Chai Nanu ya Jordan Maria Jumamano and you be saying Arsenal, Elkosa match anymore. And was say, I give a cremani TV Cotanza, when it to crash and I'm a Bob Papabia. Etienne Bassena Edinsa, we bet me a shadow Sabia say, and a Bruga, Ebba, a young match and Manasabia, sir, and a Chessam, Amada Bana Jubat, Nina Ticrano, Wamusum Ayomonium Arsenal, a ready, Archers and Adreno, Wamusu game, Abbas Yentil Coachina, your friend Mikel Arteta.
To look at all the games and analyze the manager and their identity and obviously the last performance that they had both in the Champions League and in domestic competition. And in the afternoon we get the news that that they have a new manager. So you have to adapt. It's not the first time that we are facing this situation. So okay, start to think about what the possibilities are, look at his past, and start to obviously focus much more in what we have to do, have the key things that we have to do to be able to adapt in relation to what they do, especially in terms of the formation and the players that they're going to pick, and after focus in ourselves what we have to do to be better than them to win the game. You start to look at all the games and analyze them.
Manager Fanasa Mikel Arteta and Altesa Yadene Sam Emanano Pewa Brene Omone Bobokua Yafanasa Bruga and Elkosa match anymore. Na Yako Aya Santiago Bernabeu Esansa Ho and Abobokwa Fanasa Real Madrid Abodiatia Ayara Sky Blues of Man City match no when we said Yamensa Kanasa once again Man City Fanasa ye late time and I was near Kanasabia Amoso pre-match conference and Abaso time Omo train Aya manager Fanasa Papono who call Aya press conference room on ma Shirakumo at the moment and central for no woman Aya ready and say dance central for the Momo train and Sana be a manager no and I some Pansana be a coach no and some about moment 10 year Bahano on Sabamuka Regina Nemsa time at the moment woman Tanawa coaching Yamai will be on soon the anti pop and HS and Aquadana your friend of Bernardo Sofa and some once again one of us just late our press conference and I say and some our Bernabeu and Senna yes manager no NHS a player your friend is a Silva Omuyanuba now a branch of Bernardo Silva say ever since I joined Man City Bobo Konha was one Kai Crowdy or Bob Sebia 6 matches and I say about 5B and some our Bernabeu the same stadium and a tree one so a game ever so a stadium Bakua one so a type of matches our hope pa enti de obaso kan nyina no sa Real Madrid aye game a chese wo mehwe ebia clips ne kakra na oma wo said na Man City besi akọ atrade ensom awasa match ne mo akwan wo sa Man City foi wo mo som afa so prepare nyina no wo mo som na prepare akọ yes match ne mo na game a ebo so no wonim say report amenya no say wabra yedi kan dia twetwa eno ana enkomo no yesa Mbappe obi a oye out how much na enkomo na dance a player ye fa no say Kylian Mbappe hwena wa mana na da when one draw conclusion say bia Mbappe Wontumi more because the menya no say be a probable lineup aba suggested table Courtois impost aya chase player ye fa no sam aya Asensio nom ene Rudiger nom ene Valverde nom ene chase Carreras nom Chouameni Jude Bellingham Arda Güler ene chase Mastantuono wo nyina kwa na ba bia Gonzalo Gonzalo Garcia ene Vinicius wonom ana bibia chase bia na dwi wo som betimi start no wonim say Jeminya na open say yase Mbappe emsa homachi wonu yankasa na fa phone Efra Real Madrid doctors and say wabaso mo yan test ben yase akoda ne say o demand a late fitness test na wa we ataso pa ana just Mbappe no report amenya no say why desperate esansa a Man City ana abatown no enti so ba yam maybe am ya half fit but what would think e won video say wo betimi abo game wo betimi support ayo club adenti ana no en fight e man team no ana obi ansem sa Real Madrid o ma kire wo say plus no more na propra e won nyunu say ta and say na ujai na Man City enya no former City e betimi a show 2 wo betimi a show 3 na mom enim won so e hom ana asem no nyina so awono Mbappe yes bona catch doctors no sir womunya no test because Matchday one some abesa na ju obo and some very tia boboku a ye friend Man City e wa brana no pay no enom aye kakra fi player no na so ade ba egu so aye kasai wonim say Kamavinga am say am a dream game no report am say can be man sir e betimi atoa so ama nyame ya ma weekend game Madrid against aye Deportivo against Alaves no yare said Deportivo Alaves game no crano Kamavinga besam say na report amenya no sa ansa Militao ekoprai wo mo lose dia ma South Africa na mebeka na no sa Militao pranom said ebeha says report amenya say Militao enyamai wababa jise nyame ya duma the month of April ansana player ye fan say Militao and some aba ama chese Brazil national team no wamos aye consent esansana player ni obi ano tepre papa and akoba say wo buy onyane form kran sa wonyane form after so onyane second time wonya ACL akoba say Militao and some onyane form no wamos so chese recovery ebe require a caution esansa and you can so more risk no and it's already our bad the month of April adia na ne me June na sa World Cup no and some adrusu ansa entina do mo kan nyina nsa ayare assembly town ababa and just nyame yarma April and send a player no and some atimi ababa ka wa brand play no aye update adema ya chefo and some our show no so a yare sansem nyina no and some adema anaro pay na report amenya no say wo mo so mo chese ha Xabi Alonso enioma elkoso nkoma ye di ana ai ye be sakeno ana Alonso no woni ba bia kona Madrid mpanfo ensom abaka na ene ade metisa sensa wo mo chese Alonso enya appointment chese wonom ana be coachi aya Real Madrid no yese manager no obi otane Pep Guardiola ensom adin nkoma pa because Pep coachi Alonso ewo bamunchen okay ana Pep omo no ma ya djuma dan se bia tetanom ene chese bia Maresca nom ano no bia coach no omo a wo mo bo under Pep er se bia Sas Fabregas nom a chese Vincent Company wo mo nyina start omo djuma die no wono boys ne title komona yese Alonso die no ene say Woni Pep ayobia womo tai kasa starting days as coach our Real Madrid no womo din komona ama de apie ene say Pep entourage no yeso mo de nsam ababante say Alonso yobia won shena nyada Vinicius Junior sao enti nyese bi a wotan no se bi as a person but ye kan se bi onyada boy na onyada no as a player sa ye nyina ye ko nyina ye ba attitude bi ensom any ade eno sanyo na eno ekoso no nti ana manager bi baba club bi mu wo so wo ya japa but me to na manako pep eno ya ture ya 1K study ebiam ye benya pep eno Ibrahimovic nom amosom ani ade nyina ho yesi Alonso edin komoko aye pep mo campa wo mo twese on shana nyada kwada we sa ama chesene no so abanti boy no ensom ya we na mo mamperfo ne fu say mistake ba ko Alonso and the backroom staff wo mo ya okay aye physical trainer na ye fan Antonio Pintus wo mo mpamo no but ase ama sideline no asa me be ka say Alonso abai Alonso the physical trainer ebe ba because wo mo gidi e pasa Ancelotti dientia players no wo mo ntimi kwa America ye wo mo ntimi cover distance and ya de nyina no aya hoden achese physically wo mo prepare ye enti Antonio Pintus onye wo no am say amama na konchenchen kakra ye say Madrid empire for no so gidi e pasa ahanom Alonso man nya because oro we ya mo nkobusa Kotoa say wodo mo ditro ni sa no mo dwunso say tatamaza enam na ho na eba no ntia na say boys no so ho den ekọ from all mo gidi e ba se nyina no ensom akao na coach bi aba wo be so make changes on say bi won my na ebi aye culture ebi attitude and say bia wo mo tactics and a team of play and ya de na ebusa Alonso say mo sa no mo ba for na e de na ya mo sesa no because coach won mo ba ya ho say changes no aya na fa ni team e digu encha ni apamo no ento mo busa Alonso say wo ba ye ya mo ta ba sa na changes bempa ana ya mo ta ye odi yentie Xabi Alonso eba bra wodin komodi afa ebia ba ku mienu bia obaye se waye bi anaso onye bia yentie coach Xabi Alonso.
Not about changing, it's about adapting because I knew pretty well the culture of Real Madrid. That's why it's the biggest club in the world and you need to adapt it, you need to learn from it. And after there is a process. You need to have this interaction with the players, how we want to perform. Some days are good, sometimes are not that good. But from every game we take steps. And now we are in this position right now. We have to face it with good energy, with positivity. That's the only way to turn it back and to have a better feeling. No, it's not about.
Yes, I know. I kakra coach and fan say Xabi Alonso any and I want to say your den excepts I'm on auto pay like when they want to miss sports buffet show now. My man friend to him say my man opposite number I know and your red fan say Pep Guardiola and pay say monetary make a choice coach and say over team maybe a club and plan for more hierarchy e ka say woman to me e be a pa e mawa woman be ma enti dependent baby a Real Madrid and plan for ba so ebi atumi wo mo share pa konsa no wo mo be decide ya say bia de ma players no and I say the manager no say the moment and for the ebi power ebe ma no and Alonso be very powerful we benya say players ni nyina no and some any asam ka ni nyina ba no mom wo say ono oyobi a wa coach team kase e resa Barca pen wa coach ba mo nche nom and wo coach aye Man City na so be coach team sa kase no anya easy o wo say especially I say a foul say be coach Barcelona be coach Real Madrid bra anya juma keto agranto no our sympathy ama ayo coach na fan say Xabi Alonso yentie Pep e wa bra and you may cost ni nyina ya na wo dwe Alonso pa yentie no.
I have sympathy because we were together 1.5 years, 2 years. It was an incredible experience being with him, not just as a manager, so we share many things, families as well. So Barcelona, Madrid are the toughest opponents, the toughest clubs, I would say, to be a manager. The more difficult one for the pressure, for environment. So last season, I would have been sacked 6 months before end of the season. So it's a difficult place, but he knows it. He has been here. He knows the reality. It's a question of winning games. I know they have a lot of absence. I know what happened when you want to build something. Like many players are injured. It happened ourselves last season. So, but of course he's capable to do it. What require that position, being manager for Madrid. Of course, I have sympathy because we were together.
Coach Penano Peno, one of some identity area to get support. I Shabi Alonso, Esansono Penino, I Juma Pena, Yanko, I yesterday, now much as about to fall out test today. Yariaba to Ghana, your quality command, don't give me more. One of them one game of bass, one to Kofono, one call Netherlands, and a PSV ain't over game from a go up, one Zoo 2-3, and some animal to command Julian Alvarez and David Hanskonum and Alexander Solo from some of your Germany now. Jamaican Senra, Womukwawe, Onumsa, Nipa, Omukoja, Atletico Madrid, away. Make almost supporters, yes, no number, 1,600. Na Nipa 1,600, no Shadrach. Mama said, na atmosphere city, our Eindhoven, almost stadium, Bra, Womasu Soja, Wong Yomukoy, Womasu Soja, our stance in the rivers. Anyamuna nanu yedi kabekasa yebetuma so na munya careful no mantie enti di abai report amenya no Atletico Madrid aye club bia anya between 3,000 euros and it cost 35,000 euros and no aye fine ebekodi Atletico Madrid aye amount esa kwambia so from 3 tower and it cost 35,000 euros no wamsum abetua and no ya 1 and sana 2 e bonus say bia partial stadium closure and also so ebia warnings any day and some abedi actually and also possibly about you say UEFA be more punishment essay and I say be sanction essay mo game ambekwa kobo ewa way Wontumi ma supporters enko any ade ni nyina no and some aya so twa UEFA mpanfo no wo some abedi actually ama club your father say let to come out coach your father say Simeone say ever since starting coaching ewo aya let to come out no you can't ba kwa so kasa na dia nkwada maya dia pa na me bomba baso ene dia me da wose enra eka Eindhoven wo munye tim ketwa na ono mo bona wo se dia nkwada ne su bo mo bo ana obeja tum salati Madrid club wo mo som aye adwuma pant enra no na ne aso adwuma ne nkwada ne bo ya wo no som ade abaso bo ensom ade emasese wo se dia table no esi kwa bibia chasa ba munchin aye club mathematically wo must secure knockout playoff the worst case scenario so ba munchin kwa bibisi no man to be qualify for top 8 ekrana eban playoff for man qualify enti chasa automatically eban run of 16 abamunchin team no woman some qualify woman has 2 games aka a game against Union Saint-Gilloise and san woman PSV Eindhoven and so away and some ababoni no and some games be no and also aka good news and sanra when after so many months our Abonteno Alfonso Davis anra make a transfer one kasa din komasa wabaka match day squad eho nemum aso sebi onu Davis ababo ana sebi onya bi mo nyina na manager no everybody side enra ye ba be game amode ne bamom na Alfonso Davis acha so ya Alfonso hano support bi tefa so re hade recovery Alfonso ya de masa bibi anja se wa proud wa kwa ba o ba watena fia che na so americanom eda so wom a se do si bon bo abai another top addition Emma coacher your friend sir Vincent company pa baby abamuchi kika kono sanya Davis ekwana che so mutim no bra ano ba ye dim brutal no ensom ayen sem that ma club no na abamuchi coach and friend sir Vincent company and was say akwada na friend sir Leonard Carl na said obi asipo akwada na baso no was it boy na nkasa no chese a big compliment edemon wan kasa no akwada no football abrabia no we dangerous edema opponent no akwada no ball ba kubi aso dami benkum ni fana defender no ekona chi abana aso pass Roma je 1-2 no ya we yes wo de benkum bo show there see na what the ball to ni nifa so maswa na sa su e moment nie akwada na ewuram te said you no ensom aye no ma go we kwa no wo sha ba ku bi wo manye na so no akwara na sa hye go ade ma ba mu chin ama cha sa manager no e bona ba so sa boy no ni development e kwa kama panamom wonya nyuru ba bia de aka e wani mu ensom ana doso asam na report amenya no say wo mo striker aye fan sa Vincent company wono ensom ayo bia yes coach na ya because what striker no aye Hurricane rather na Hurricane asam ana make Kane no yes we na dwen say buy more do bamuchi muode pa na stories no better I and I came back so go back to England or go here yes Tottenham Hotspur and I came back so back England there Manchester United no oh one day now you cry yes Enzo Maresca Enzo sem on your Hurricane one also penny adena yes one year na dwen say we be easy ebia clause shem se nyame ya duma aye January on also betim ya kono one year na dwen kwase be easy aye sa clause no January just say one also stay na player ba ko say one also modumbo e wasoro pa no aye branch fan say Mason Greenwood onim say Mason Greenwood enso be a form there na wanya bi panana yes France or there o kwai so mo say England o mo team no masa mon swallow aye pride na mon fra kwara na mfa nko aye World Cup no na Jamaica no onye na ade so obeko Jamaica o say ana Jamaica grand so ansan qualify aye World Cup no kai am be kai some obafrim woman timi an qualify na ana Newton say na pride no no na ama England aye England o de no home o tuma say akua Janet Basia me di me here ebe you she ama osika no kwa untimi ni enti England for no pride no wontimi swallow MF Mason Greenwood and Vanenko and what go be a Kodesh just a multiple last season and about this season that's what Bono and what empower maybe any uncle papa National England for about the pass Aquadano one some World Cup now and I update about Bonsa wouldn't say Kunde a man of the match and pay you didn't some abino one Garcia and your goalkeeper now one Garcia saying Wono wamba start game no catch Kunde say ubeshe go you understand one goal 2 goals ono ana chese no Bailey Bobokua ye fan Barcelona from a goal damage Senra wo so manya 2 goals na goal no ba kunie se no peja ball kwa Rashford na ko ya Kunde did diving header pa and some na to net no na anwo hwe bia bonaba so any ade na dia men say kan say Kunde edin komo wie ya ye de ball no pay ana omubusa no say as a coach no amane freedom and say and no what me kwani mu and crowd coming a man shot 2 goals no freedom the power because you limit to untimi nya de obesa wo ye and a man of the match award no so awagire nyina no or the kwesi ni nyina no dinkomo and some other fa wo yenche bass akwada na you found Jules Kunde
you have to attack.
You were a centre defender, now a fullback, but this club gives you license to attack and attack and attack. Is that freedom fun?
Yeah, obviously it's fun. It's fun. I know also that my first job is to defend well, so I always try to keep balance. And there are some games where when you play a back five, because today they were very low, you have to attack the deep space. So that's what I tried to do, and I had success with the 2 goals. It was part of the plan to attack and to keep to put pressure every time we lost the ball, and I think we managed to do that well, even if we could have scored more goals and also play a little bit better, I think.
My last one is, show us the trophy. How many of them do you have, and what are you going to do with this one?
That's the first one. So I remember it was last year. I think I gave 3 assists in the Champions League. I didn't get it, but so I'm happy to have this one. I'll put it in a special place at home.
You were a centre defender.
Na just what say latter part on one kasari to just last season or kai about Champions League game and some assist Makuma Kumiensa Nina Chikwan man of the match award and one in the year and to wait for the first time what man of the match award our Champions League game and what on some other quack binafe what she woman want to say you know nice as one and some quack was in Chelsea say Bona ye boring in Anamasa found the assist abayo and your numbers goals I wash no and some kind of double crime our Bracodano and somebody to the player your father say Rafinha so the urban say we about Safana come to me yes player no the entourage say only be bia ko answer about I do Ballon d'Or and I'm more yet the promote Lamine Jamal ni adena may na match as and kebi obakoye say unia so come because one and yet we see na o think asem for no ya dane pa ana na ne je our club ne mu ebiem ensom ane say baby obekọ bia ne pa ya dane ne teammate no wo mu nyina penasem a chese club ne mu coaching staff no ene chese obi o ye adwuma mabasa bia no wo mu nyina ya da ono rafinya ti baby a ye jeje so de ye ntan to ye to saa eno nti ebema boy no so stay na Chelsea team no maka say manager no warning signs elko ensom adema na nyame na me bo me tirima ka o aye de free Chelsea woman kaya so ya bana no pem ne betu twa say wo de amane se bema ye bakoba mo no ma sere no pay me the story ema say enyoma aye fefefe a boys botiki taka e wo koba me duru game ni mu a asia de ko nchemu na ba Chelsea de kwa no opponent ne so agye de aba na ye hu akire hoi na hu nyunu ye ne kwa na wo jam ane ade say Robert Sanchez ono kwa de dru ba bia wo so asabi club no na the last 4 games at Chelsea wo muntimi nim kunum say wo mo 10 points and our table so ba bia Chelsea some ada bibia Chelsea some be some qualify echo aye top 8 adia this one next 2 games wo so adin kunum wo mo to so duba ko our 10 ana Chelsea Barca mo nyina our 10 Dortmund and Sporting and Man City be bonde and to probability say be a City e be ko 11 anase bia 13 ensom awosoropa na Chelsea coach Enzo Maresca ekasa no wo se yamantwitwa se eno game atwam wo mo de ato o machi o mo de o concentration ekọ nyame ya aduma game eba so weekend ebiem ensom ne e fan se wo mo 2 games aka ne nyina so mo hye no mo nya o mo 6 points enso de kwan ni mo yenche se Enzo Maresca edin nkomo.
The game is finished now. The focus has to be on Saturday game because now we need as soon as possible to win games. Yeah, probably with 2 wins, probably with 16 points, you can be in the top 8. Not sure about that, but now the focus has to be the game at home and then. The next one for sure. If we want to try to finish top 8, we need to win both. Otherwise, we try to play the playoff and then go to the next round. Now the game is finished. Now the focus has to be
playoff afei ye ko aye Inter Milan na no pemene batudwa shero akabesama me penalty na no pa ye dema ya hwefo ne ye tiefo show no so na aye penalty na ko ba so mo giti aboboku a ye fa ne Inter Milan eno no nim sa me kana no press Inter plus no mo buofu pa ana Liverpool plus no so se ne ye di ball mun ko buza referee but Liverpool for na akraje to me pass penalty dia ano she intana uko Italy a unim sa aye tabloids I would want to say Gazzetta dello Sport aye cross sport and tuto sport woman you say penalty we party em say emu awram na adentina fa and some amam acha some say wo bitire ba say we ni kwa san ka fa kra bam kra na the tell say aye clear and penalty na on say me ka say place ledwa but latest I mean you say Inter Milan woman management no awura fa sa Beppe Marotta and some di anymore woman call referee Felix Zoya eho ekobusa referee nti bowen na oje penalty no sana otie yes referee no kwan oye shocked say yabo ball awie ball no penalty ma je penalty a mo ba me ho e bebusa me say nti ball we penalty referee no so no yes and one way pass Inter for wo mu protest here na say ye penalty and say ye penalty no yenti ana slot way na slot edin komo kakra e de fa wase no kra nyame yanim die e Premier League ni ma penalty way and ka referee bia no obeje yenti ana slot
member stone. Great mentality. Second half we got better and better and better. We were close to scoring already with Conor Bradley and Hugo Ekitike, and in the end we got a penalty, which if that is a penalty we could have had 10 this season I think. So that was a penalty that I don't think in the Premier League would have been given, but again I think it was the first goal was more clear a goal than it was wrong that the penalty was given.
Just a boy no cranium yanum ye pass your penalty. Kadi says Liverpool nyaba makuma ko tenemom when him say Premier League man there is no way a referee and so ebeje nemom one first goal almost share referee say Van Dijk pin ball e man e ball a kitty cancer no a kitty cancer no and what did you basan kay go e che we and referee and some just a penalty no meeting na make kan wansem no yes Salah eso baba meeting no emergency meeting na we na Salah no yes no man cross am say akoma de ehuru a wutimi ya bibi am say Salah na nkasa kra gina de atoma wi mechi say bia Salah be patch o hanu mu say e bia fall out abai won be patch nyoma na on manager no won settle almost score na afi asem edena asem akọ because club no de edena koma so wonu ane club abusuafo nyina yada Mercy side na ni je e wo ho no yade nti ono no oba mi tia say oh me sorry e bi CBM de ye nyina ka bi ane yade nti sana de no enso bebesia enano pe wa bra no aye kakra ebeye ye fancy na ye makwama bedwafo no enso emna na nkensem de doso pa batri nyina chi no aye ye fancy bra no enso asona ye matu aso. Michael Asarbodu, Mr. Sporty, and so Mezadium say, and Rana, oh, say one was Yami DNB. Oh, there's any food to America. No, who come every way.
Oh, if I know quite
my dear men, yes, I now Pesado.
Debut, I am no crowd or her. Men found wine.
What's any pan in the agenda? May
say, or call him fan. I know D. Ain't here, sir.
Oh, okay. There's all now.
What be Sano?
Mimusano, dear.
Now that you would be joy and be no ye.
Hey, depend you.
I had now, yeah, onyabi.
Oh, there's an amateur baby in a bag.
Exactly, and yet you're also not in a baby in a bag. And I'm a boy. Also, onyami di any demi any be now, so maybe.
Also, no, Fina.
Or here find a day.
Can I make them? What's it would you be?
I know, yea. And now, you know, yea.
Make it say you didn't be in way.
Okay, with him.
What him do quiet? What him do?
Only hand way in one way.
I come here, him do here, need you.
I saw the hand to the
Oba.
Some panya, but three.
Over. A number.
Oh, Yamian may be your channel, you bet me.
A brand here with
the interest when he had. Or see interest. My
so now. What shall you offer you, Tiano Paya?
And the you pull up.
My Goniano with the
and there. I could have kept what was so.
Oh, what's it? Castle bar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll say, I never did. Prediction here, no, we are running through. I'm say more now. For customer, so we acquire Quakunya.
Space way. ATM, the other arm, and Inter Milan. The other so 2 games, you know. Let me say Inter beats me, but to start with, you know, and now Inter Milan game, no, to be very honest, it was a balanced game for me. It wasn't a game because Liverpool in their own usual self. Or more do Koto. Inter Milan so I was San Siro or probably because Inter Milan so so strong fear or more deny Liverpool the good results are no here. But this is the case. Results really young. Let's forget about performance. I keep telling you, say there are moments you think of performance, and there are certain times a performance create a motive. Say you share more fair, you boppy papa, you cut direct football, you drop your balls to channels and run across the bar, they follow, they are connected in the box. We don't think about that. There are certain times it's purely about results because my catch say results are so trying plastic be we say and I say we was a plastic say German. Me catch results. a katabi bia so every cracks results won't me complaining or salary crown my own me complaining opa my results on tonchia na omo ye ntuo mo kanyina salary na ba na place comedy do onya bimbo do odwen say ni team e better sin play be off field no so coach ne penasem de coach odwame ni nyina be baba say results wo ho no yawo me bia kodi enra ba bia mo salary a wo hwe game ni bia no e bia me kasama na kakra de me kasa game no de na ekono obenya na kan koyie naka dust no akoso a circle and the pro Mo Salah side funny more reactions in no so because like a game not touch kakra they would have been back calling for Mo Salah the presence in the team but they say no slot and results onyina ha ya no fanko onyina ha no fanko mo ntwene ni biu na wotwene ni a ebe din dia ma no because in the next few days no Mo Salah be call AFCON and kakra without mo results me little advice kakra me wo ma slot ne say if you Mo Salah de no ma onye interview kra wo hu biu yaw ma onye e so tough but ma onye et say Amorim ne Rashford de no won say Amorim odwo so kra no bi hia no say na oh Rashford no be so busa ho eno ho asem
yeah
this is England the English media they feed on that now ma onye interview kran fan ho biem you should solely focus on results no fanko Barca ya de men cha wasa game no Barcelona ya de na it wasn't a dominant performance of the mame and possession some of the enemy define no as dominance how are results no ko you know individually me who improvement be imagine chere me say Eric Garcia for some time now central defensive position our nya fan more ama Barca no Barca push no at the center of the pitch when you first time Barcelona versus a player be position no from center of the pitch actually Mascherano were pushed back in defense and then the Garcia no defense no about pushing the double fifi similarly okay so Sergio Busquets no center back the passing no knowledge in the game no and a Pep and he was so sluggish Pep said but be more physical and demanding and a passing also the vision of a 6 and we change reverse and a carry on the man. Eric Garcia at this point we say Frankie de Jong are returning from injury but for a centre back to still keep the guy one of the best midfielders in game at the bench Garcia na all year there he adds a bit of bite to Pedri in the game say the ball break your opponent in the play add the aggression or uphill in the final third pushy player back join Lamine Yamal Lewandowski Rafinha more press pushy at the aggression akosura this Garcia guy has shown enough strength and that normal circumstances obetumi abose no Mark Benal by but adwuma na coach the hwehwe no Wontumi and a Garcia yes ade na wa what change formation no amana FPA especially with Femi Lopez Ediano so about 4-2-1-3 it used to be 4-2-3-1 with Dijon no and a Pedri no now the free agent now the Lewandowski out to top but say no with Garcia profile into no about 4-2-1 instead of 4-2-3-1 no about 4-2-1 with Lopez now Frey no Rafinha Lewandowski and Lamine Yamal all the final third the job of specialty no ayon crofo to Garcia and Femi Lopez omadwuma no obi antumi nya field no so creativity job no Femi Lopez so behind Frey attackers no na we no protect the back four no nya Pedri or your box good game for Barcelona but it wasn't a dominant performance for me Chelsea game no I want to person say a break a crap me joto me name be the two hon kakra first of all me joto on semni bi no na Enzo Maresca Chelsea coach ka say problem here 2 wins 16 points man get us 8 or I'm not sure no okay can na yo the at the end tie ni in every football discussion say wo kasa from the perspective of a coach wo kasa with a certain idea na me tum boss na me breaking it down kakrama yeso na your basic school SS na your bobo no say your friend me na your friend na ka say oh boys no your team na me team na my friend make bra na so festival one say friend no
yi
uyi ade na ode there's a certain idea bi a wo hwehwe team no wo team because when you say make it or your tawe wo kire ho Osivoso ba animu horma or quick. That is how you build until Sabeka Fru for now. Now more betray a left back, no Macobo left back or
the Bonnie and the Anagina no be any.
Your Bonnie and Diano. Just say meet him and you who do you soon. We are some mobile. The body and the other day, I'm not already assembly. But you have the point here and say always idea be in our selection. Game no cost idea be in our changes. Now idea then say there are 3 different positions and I'll be sure more. 3 different positions, they are all super high quality. They are all average or medium quality. And they are drinks are Obrono so. They are only dealer at day at the award drinks are Obrono so. And to me for 2 clubs and their example, but me for Chelsea. Let me for Kotokonya example. Once and no future stars Baha. Game no bebo. Cup game. But they have people working and sitting in cars talking about the game. Do you think Kotoko will do the same? So the mentality from these 2 clubs is different. But come back so dressing room say Kotoko na mo kobono. It's your life, it's your this, it's your this.
We are not crying here motivation bia.
Now ya na esaso ba at the time and you very tough. At the club no or you established no. It won't Kotoko moment to move. Results will go pressure coaches so pressure players so shock Chelsea. Pressure Maresca so pressure players to deliver. A 2 years smaller or subpar opponent now bar. Would their motivation here at the catch to play say future stars oh then I can want to understand. Now they are tricking in here. A true future stars I want to be more best 11. Want to be more best 11 because you are thinking about the league in the subsequent match. It's the FA Cup game aside future stars or tricky no. Now I selected French players in the now the 1 or 2 be a tutu.
Been a 2 did you know.
And then the general game no. And critical circumstances for every coach to deal with. Obrono so obi anim by quality by establishment and everything by moment we no name and farmer ono so lesser opponent also drop key players in be or will be akobo. So Maresca how to play against PSG Madrid Barca dems is different. Now about the level no as say no as a coach and then a squad no ho na Atalanta wo we are no banketing kitchen pa force so let's anchor for no bomb so back for there's a bigger picture of motivation I'll be to the about you. Nana call Italy. Okoti Atalanta. Defensively Ganacho on can game no ho. Esva on can game no ho. Na the problem is say playing against Barca PSG Sankro no. Ya na Enzo push ko up high. E ko ade pressing no. Because those big teams from the ball to form no dia ba. PSG the ball to form, Bayern the better form, Madrid the better form, Barca the better form. They don't go direct against Chelsea. It Enzo ya no do so. No add up to the press. But against smaller teams they go direct. You don't have anybody to press. Who do you exhibit your strength against? When you're done why na water tano? Because I'm not direct. Every ball is floated through the skies. A Basaya are very difficult to play against this side. Now problem in here, the evolution of James as a DM from a right back position. What is that the problem about?
Samu.
Sa enkane no na 4-2-3-1-2 no na Enzo Caicedo. Then we all say, oh, good partnership, afa. Now James, a free injury ba. Coach in here as a captain leader. Why fit? We here on the field. O to be born finfin or double finfin. Oh, nice. Science also to be more advanced. And here's Okoho against bigger teams, you know. It will not consider James Pampe. Not Enzo no disruptive opponent in the defense. Yes. What would the argument here? Now, against certain teams, some way of direct, they ask questions from your fullbacks. They say the James Bekako right back will be. Now the Enzo Abanechi or still be maintaining Enzo up in the advanced zone. Now the James Ashen FIFA. Now I'm out to Atusini. This is where we are now. 4 games successively. Maresca win. This is the junction we are now. How to find an idea. Either say a constant idea, but me about all opponents. Pep Guardiola, ne team Barca de no. Opponent Ben and no case oh opponent you be Obia wo be the same ideology na me go bia. Maresca drew ho na. Onyan drew ho. Or how to get to the top to say the club you kakra for Liverpool. Oshia Madrid and Ntomanko. Oshia Barca and Ntomanko. Only say club share Barca you sue Jordan Henderson as a false 9. Okay. I love the fact the voice here. Barca or you saw Henderson as a false 9 or never. They came from deep. Certain numbers are centre backs in defense. Na kuru attack Salamo Manimo. Kakra. How to find an idea that fits against variety of opponents? You know, I want to Maresca. Very, very tough. Now, all the best here, I want to coach Zito and so. What was it to see Bob Media Man has? What's it to see Bob Brokum Chelsea? Okay, for Vision Bra, for Basake Bra. Yeah, I'm sure some common and more be amount. Look at how Zito Obo has on has in Shekino. Check Media game, 2 goals down. No, sir, back. I'm a Titinica. Check Adriana scored first or back. Brokum Chelsea.
Say Bianca Chuana.
Yes. Young up. These are the teams that are stable until somebody takes economy pano on bed stable. Ketwabi on Madrid Dieno and the coach Bako ebeye tactical mistake. Shadrack and Mwame. Coach Bako be tactical mistake. Now Bako through game no.
When it's through. And as I said, you won't be more be a ding. Approach our Nipana de Bebane Bemi and say
Bako mistake on a selection in game.
Okay.
One game now or shy. What
coach selection?
Yeah. But the problem is to the same situation you must analyze here and also Wontumi. But sometimes you know you're back after say decision you make and then no Alonso or Pep Bakube mistake. Now you back game no back as a reverse. Mahosa Alonso bet me Shadrack. Mahosa Alonso bet me about 2 strikers, Vinicius and Rodrigo. Or bet me about Mumiro. No about 2 playmakers in Diaz. Now we almost 4-4-2. The first one we alternative. No mama the 18 and I'm can be 4-2-2-2. Or we are normally the diamond. No 3 different variations from the 4-3-3 by default. No, this is the diamond. Alternatively, we pan information. Me pass a Pep Alonso and call or using in the DTR Pep.
Alonso Ancelotti
DNB. We know you get the best out of more midfielders. Gula mu, Diaz and then Jude ewumu. No matter how many assets are protect you. But this is another tricky point because Pep Guardiola also a certain 4-1-4-1 add extra load into an attack, which is who defense. It is a Chouameni Nkwabe lone anchor protecting this back four. Involve Valverde in the Carreras. It means there's going to be an extra load against the 4-1-4-1 of Pep Guardiola. Because 4-1-4-1, it means minimum Pep Guardiola will be attacking by 5 numbers. Alana will top Obano, Doku, Phil Foden, Tijani Rangers or Babox will be dangerous in a Bernardo Silva. This is a 4-1-4-1. So the diamond is a 4-back formation. The 4-1-4-1 is a 4-back formation. But the attacking load, if your defensive balance can't equate that, and this game happens to be at the Bilbao. Imagine Pep Guardiola will switch to possession and a Pepa Bejuma. Uncle direct, but Alonso will be more direct. It is a matter of share. Nasa Man City bought Pepa more money home. By plan, by ideology, this is a 4-3-3 and I can't wasn't. Rose can discuss here. I am telling you, say, Ma Alonso Uncle Shah come Nisun channel. Pepa he shouldn't care. You should think about the pockets now. Pep Bejaw natural hormone. But for Pep, I say Benebao, Uncle for direct now. We'll keep you on.
Okay. Wow, new, may that say. Mike Bray.
Fancy, thank you very much. Liverpool name Koma Kosunandra, the spectacle of the world, ne fixated on Inter Milan and the Liverpool game. No be episode who ne the fallout from Mohamed Salah, ni interview Okoye ya Edijabetumu. But I love how Liverpool as a club managed it. For one, Salah and Tukwainenko. If Salah had made that trip to Milan, it would have swayed Liverpool focus from the game. Questions ni na Salah bebobi ombobi. But the moment they decided against sending him to Milan, Obia was clear in his mind. Salah is not part. The only way a slot be facing was questions before the game. And I love Liverpool more spokesperson or the more or the media officer and a slot bar press. First 7 questions share and a slot in the press conference. Now first 7 questions Salah.
Pre-match.
Yeah, pre-match. Obey man or say any your match boo. Some more the Salah and Kwadia will be unfair to or more almost one bomb person Inter Milan game and no more muti ofi. So let's switch the questions to Inter game no. Answer necessary. Alisson so by the same 10. And then he steered the conversation very well. Said this is typically a club briefing. Slot said what the club wanted him to say. Alisson can we let's move on. So I love how Liverpool managed the situation before the Inter game. And results now, Bano, it adds more credence to the approach the club expects to take. But there is still an issue I am resolving here. An issue still remains. Liverpool fans, Liverpool as a club should not forget, said there is a lingering issue that needs to be catered for. Before Salah and AFCON, Liverpool will not love having this issue hanging around their necks like an albatross. So they will need to clear it. That's what we free. Yes, at the same wine bottle na cork no. We are no bones at Yakim. I was out to me free man, son wait me free and free a bottle. Him son away it here. Liverpool will need to clear the Salah episode before moving on. And just like they can't pour what is in the bottle. On the playing field anyway, after the match, Liverpool didn't kunim no. Still, Salah dominated in the interviews. Mathieu Ryan Gravenberch, Mathieu Andy Robertson, and the conversation was about Salah. And you listen to them. They were very diplomatic, but to some extent they were also truthful. One, the status of Salah. They did not underestimate it or try to sweep it under the bus. Oh, and they said he's a fantastic human being. At that aside, he's a very important player to the project. And Ban is saying now, it was said all the parties and our department, they show true leadership. The Robertson Kanye, the Gravenberch Kanye, no, it is demonstrating a teammate or a colleague willing to look out for the best interest of the club and for peace to prevail. Mente Van Dijk nka
wakasa ode say na ye wenti mame hwe no quote ma o me hwe ma quick ode gina so ana me se gina so me ya ma sese me sere wa I was sese I wa me sere we dey so mame quote Van Dijk was say Van Dijk ko Mohamed Salah say it is not up to me to say who should apologize. It's him airing his feelings. The club have to deal with it and him as well. I know Mo a long time. He's a friend. We have had highs and lows. We speak. Those type of things will stay indoors. We have to brace ourselves and be against the outside noise. I will say Drew more the highs and lows are doing good.
I say kind of seconds,
second quote. Okay. I say I know Mo and that baby I should apologize.
I think the video no.
Good.
Has it been difficult for you as a group, though, with Mo saying what he had to say on Saturday night, and the impact that has subsequently had, the fact that he's not here tonight?
I think it wasn't too difficult. Obviously, it's his feelings that he obviously aired on after the game, and obviously we came in on Sunday, and I didn't feel any difference in terms of the team, the players. Obviously we all know what's going on, but I think it's more the outside world that makes it obviously what it is, bigger than ever, and we just have to deal with the facts, and that's that we had a big game tonight that everyone has to be ready for, and we have another big game on the week.
Part of solving the problem. I don't like Nenkomo no Dieno.
Steven Gerrard,
Gerrard should make as a second of time.
Yes, I'll say it's between the skipper. The skipper needs to.
Yes, because an issue about the playing body, and one player who is seen as the face of the club, offensively, attacking wise, and in fact, I dare say Salah more of a face of Liverpool than Van Dijk is.
Yes,
because Liverpool, Salah, Van Dijk. And as one of the key players in the dressing room, one of the leaders in the dressing room, Van Dijk should play a pivotal role in resolving this issue. Game need a year for Liverpool needed to quickly reassemble, prepare, and play the Inter Milan game. But Omoko Baki, Van Dijk should be a mediator sort of. Before say management and now we grab a beam no. Yeah, when you make a in the dressing room, you will have to need your captain to step in. Newtonbra, I see bra. Oh Charlie, new the all catcher I still need the new Charlie. Yenshani and solve issues. Nianko. This is a penny if you are but where penny will fear. Within the playing body, Van Dijk is the leader, the captain, and also a senior player in the dressing room. And this is where his leadership will be needed the most, unless sa omutrimuno sala kokre ye. Minister make what you say. In terms of maintaining it's not because on Kasai.
Okay.
But I have not heard him really speak as a leader. Maybe he's doing that behind the scenes privately. Wafremo so Salah, what you could train in a bar. There was a share na ye din komo. Minim said, what was it? We need to block the noise. And Van Dijk is like that. He doesn't mostly love to talk in the public, to communicate what he intends doing. It is understandable. Because players now, so they have their own right to operate in a certain manner. But this is Adia Mershe se Van Dijk beye. Any issue be how a player throw tantrums. Now, Philly say he's of a certain state of mind. Into the imagine and Salah spoke his mind. Truly, if you have to prove him wrong, it's about how you mediate the issue. Oh, Salah, we need you. You are still part of us. But the okay one can ye. If you try that and the player is still insistent, maybe a mijina, then you know that at least you did something. So Van Dijk's leadership will be crucial in solving this matter. In fact, Van Dijk can be influential in how they resolve this issue than even Obi or no Tesoro Hoti office.
It was no.
Minim say make the Hoti office ne there. Until ball na senti players as it is say Van Dijk, you have been there before. You are a footballer and you have played to the top. If you want to lead, it is not just wearing the captain's armband. Now Gina Pechne. So at times, Sanyoma will be so yapa. Inti ejuma no Van Dijk. In fact, Van Dijk will wield more influence in the dressing room than Slot. And the amount Slot here successful last season, no. It was because these senior figures laid themselves out there to play for the coach. Salah say, coach, when you swim this is a player willing to commit and help. Send your Salah Kokoye, the same thing as Van Dijk so because they knew the situation. Oh, Klopp a new coach, but the moon said that you do sir. Because Ejuma why yes, some why fine not. And Liverpool is a different gravy. And yes, Sadia, let's try to help. So in the dressing room, Van Dijk no will wield more influence, obey more command, quote unquote, than Arne Slot. So it should be a dressing room matter. In resolving it, who should play a role? The leader of the dressing room. Because between a player and a coach. And to one guy, my coach nesa unsolve it. The coach might be biased. But who be more as a mediator? And then it is not to call to question the authority of Slot, but for the greater good of the club, any team Van Dijk needs to act as a mediator and solve the issues. Chelsea, you see, the problem with Maresca, any coaches are technically inclined, and they say they love to try a lot of things. Maresca, the game, he was managing the Everton game even before the Atlanta game will end. Shany substitutions. Oh, Chaloba Bobo matches at us. So he's a player who will likely count on in the Everton game. When you look at, oh, and they say they are resting. No, I mean for fun, my boy. Not for fun, so warm me up. Now Everton game with me the rim again. Andre Santos, what happened? Or suspension because Caicedo no was suspension in the Premier League. Sadia and the Santos also rested. Never used to Premier League. That is Maresca's problem. Football, a game by game approach. You don't manage two games at the same time. You're managing two games at the same time. And check it. I posted this on Facebook some months ago. Said Maresca's in-game decisions, especially in the substitutions, at times it does not really help. I think it was a game against na team bia, was it Burnley or any other team? No, I saw here changes now. Team na winning na dey. Na me say no. Dear Mekaino, it wasn't a game isolated. It was a threat. It been a play out, Maresca is a brilliant tactician, but you need more than just your brilliance to achieve result. Experience accounting, and he doesn't have it. But he can choose to stick. And I knew yes, and coach, money principles ni basics. Money principles ni basics.
Yeah, sure.
There are times you stick to the principles and the basics. How can you have 2 fullbacks in a game? No more ball midfield. Now right back on you don't have a natural right back there.
That training to the coach boys, there are days, especially low profile friendly matches, you lead them to play. Now draw to what you see. You don't coach as in hand. When you mistake you leave them. Because naturally there are basic principles be a place in him. And then you allow them. And then I make it refer to them. And it goes through even to the top level. Pep Guardiola checking on watching the pass and watching the pass. About 2 maybe a 2-1-1. Wow, you left back and 1 or what 3 number 11 number 11. Watching the pass. Before that's how he tries to maneuver away through more natural positional play now.
Because game there's a Chaloba now ball right back now who in a free moi. What do you do? Gusto to bench. Anameboa. A direct swap. Call baby. You don't risk Fofana, who is injury prone, and the injury record name moi. You don't risk him like that. So that is Chelsea's problem. It is a very inexperienced team. A very high ceiling. Potential was so. But they will need to learn from experiences like this. And Maresca will need to stop trying to manage the next game when the current game has not even ended. And yes, sir, Nyoma say it will always happen to them. Game be when anymore. Onyambo sa match no. But it will affect the selection for game no kwakobono. Diego. And that is Chelsea's biggest issue that they will need to sort out. Madrid and Manchester City. I think Madrid don't need tactics too much to beat Manchester City. The stage way, Bilbao. The stage is set. On nights like this, you will need players to step up and be of a certain right attitude or mindset. Madrid soon no. They will need it tonight more than tactics. Because the lack of personnel means tactics is being what Madrid be deployer Man City into counter.
Yes.
Madrid bench here why? Because Asensio and they almost started. Asensio Rudiger.
Valverde.
Yes. So it means if I was always a Sanyo mem to me improve the team now. Oko bench wa City know what the luxury of benching the likes of Ryan Cherky. Omu Mobio, Omu bench. Madrid won why. So in terms of any tactics in a bad winning omu game way. About the sheer passion, the commitment, and then the right attitude. If they get it, they will beat City. City team way, yes, they are on a rich form, but they have vulnerabilities. City you will know clearly that Sinto Bebre wa team nim. And if you meet City now, you will definitely have your moment. First, na guaranteed. Time of Mujina 2020, 2021 no. So who is your City here? They will force you to quote unquote play nonsense. But they will swarm you. At the same mobro. Now the City they have more of a transitional team and not a dominant or ball possessive oriented side. But you will definitely have some to play against them. And if Madrid have the right attitude, they will seize their moment and hurt Manchester City because defensively, are vulnerable. And they don't have a dominant midfield like it used to be. So I am hinging on that. If Madrid find that, if Alonso is able to engineer something from his boys, say, Charlie, our lives are on the line. I might lose my job if I lose, but you players too. you stand to lose a lot in terms of your reputation. Sadia, let's go all out. Now players need to respond positively. I think it's a game for Madrid, although say the bookies favor Man City.
So irrespective of Madrid personnel,
yes,
still say spirit.
If they find the right attitude for this game, no, they will not lose. No, they won't. Against this City, the worst for Madrid will be a draw.
Okay,
because City way fancy. Omo form need here, but I don't really trust them defensively, and I don't trust in what they can do to stop Madrid.
Mate. But I say, Steve Bray.
Yeah, I know I share a couple of games and the conversations on the street of social media about Maresca. Maresca, the Chelsea, I share a very difficult position. Now, I buy time with the Club World Cup. And international more Casamuntimin Cano, Senior Compasamo. And I know Casana intimi is setting home as this is what I'm bringing on board. So we saw Arteta at Arsenal. Where there, this is the style I want to play. But Maresca, the shared that in Hunisa, he always wants to react as and when game will be nearby and connoissing, rather than leaving oppositions to think how they would have to approach Chelsea and get the best result. And in Sunderland, the bar. No, a fine victory against Barcelona, but subsequent games, now acquire a bit of a problem. Chelsea for no supporters, in quotes and on quotes, or sport chat, and I say they've seen the good days of the club, and they are noted for. In the Chelsea club, see a pound manager supporter. There's no sympathy for whoever is going.
Normal.
Because they know so whoever is coming in. A guaranteed winner or the trophy Bromo. But Maresca changed the status quo at Chelsea or the Marco World Club Championship. And ultimately the mobile league no better second or say I'm not a contender to try team. Clearly you Chelsea team now they would need time. No one, no two. I see Maresca so no one will remain as the manager. He will need 3 seasons more. And Sana, who say he's a real challenger. Of course, some way, somehow, football you can win matches, but the consistency, managers which at the championship, I think he will need 2 or 3 years more, just like Arsenal here at Tetano, to build a team or comfortable in how he will want to win. Make sure Inter Milan Liverpool game in Kakra, and then I came to the realization why Inter Milan lost to Paris Saint-Germain, the manner in which they lost in the final. They deserve to have lost by that margin. Because it was a game, Omunya lots of openings. Chances are now also hitting Liverpool on numerous occasions. What's your Inter team now? They have everything that a club that wants to succeed will be. They have a good goalkeeper. I know more the old and the new. And no, Herrick make it time and born now or bono. I say a new youngster be our bar or person impressing the manager.
As a reincarnated,
yes,
from the old school.
The game they started, Barella, the chances that came their way, Mentini and Shannon. Liverpool ended up winning the game, but there are still lots of cracks with Liverpool team, and they were left off the hook by the terrible execution of Inter Milan. But for Liverpool to have stood still and almost go deep into the game to have gotten that penalty, a credit to Ancelotti and then the boys, But there are a lot of cracks in the Liverpool team. I'm a Liverpool fan for a very long time. There are games here come. Now, whenever Liverpool is even down, I'm so confident because I know the quality of the team. Now I cannot stick my neck out or gamble on any Liverpool game, say match ready. Liverpool you're down and I say you're ahead, so they will end up winning. It has been a difficult season for Ancelotti. But I don't Salah say some year by idea. Now Liverpool being here win, at least to calm the ties for a moment. But Tisenia Mike Akano, Gerard they say the time is see when Luis Suarez and Brandon Rodgers any issue. I don't know stepping in a fresh Suarez and manager. So we need the guy. We also need you. It will be unfunny going to China and share the interest of the club. Inti, was a certain words that Mohamed Salah used, send an American and ran say, I was retracting, and also apologize for those words. The same way and Gerard echo.
Exact words being found.
I say, it seems there are people against him in the team. He's been thrown under the bus.
He's thrown under the bus.
Now too premature for 2 games.
I say
those words were too
last
premature.
season or on J League no like.
We agree, but I can't agree entirely with me.
And yet we sorry, I say I
you see,
but players should go. We don't say bomb kuku. Yes,
coach, and only different. A same way near summer in a way.
Because most I be a Liverpool. I do brand watching on your being Kevin.
And I mean, I don't think Pona make us say a Pobi also can't Gerard the Huasama Moa. It shouldn't be Jimmy Carragher. I was saying Luis Suarez no more fan. No, but discuss it. That we say, you know, he just being sarcastic. And yes, I need a patch. You see, so more idea now, yeah, and Rana Mekano say, I don't agree entirely with all the things that he said. But I share one thing. Say, our manager is not too mature for the dressing room that he has. Yeah. Maturity accounted. This season, he will be with Real Madrid. When Vinicius Junior buy, I want to go, I want to do this. What was the reaction of Real Madrid? They kept calm. They kept calm. Obi a massive support to yes in check. But me America say manager yet too immature for the dressing room that I want. I am outburst in Zambia or Kanechi. And then it took Clarence Seedorf and they how to handle situation. And slots called to the point that I say, na Mosala no Jitum say why mistake. Na Seedorf say he needs to call the boy and talk things with him.
Was a Seedorf of big dressing room level. No, Clarence Seedorf.
4-time UEFA Champions League winner.
No money on
heavy. And like Momoano.
Second 2 some money Femino Monadia.
So say beto Suarez.
And say Suarez Liverpool.
Now with their money to go
because weekend. Salah on do Diego Costa money sa bad boys in Bilbao half.
And the Emerson na you who say.
I say Bimu say Luis Diaz sensi me that is why the boy wanted out.
And
who's a Barca and your Barca na buying so bemu chinchina meko.
Because the latter stage is either Codigapo and starting ahead of him. And then Osha and now there are some year in say Osha the unloving the comment Trent Alexander-Arnold as a Ubia can abaki Mosala. Me the say
dear Klopp man is slot and a slot. I don't remember last time a coach be the man incoming. Now crowd obey the chairman crown. Who crowd
from Pese Obesene.
Yes, at a set
on the last day Anna slot.
Oh yeah.
So now my fans now.
Oh yeah.
Coach Nasem.
Mike can aka Masembi said Salah call manager no honor say on take defensive duties in free game no. Na ogidi ye say obeshe goals no. The point is you ask yourself, Oshe goals no? Goals no resulting into the
trophy.
So why don't you keep that respect? Now Madrid the game, you see, Madrid a team be and once some can there. A side that always turns chaos into glory. Now and then they are playing against Manchester City. Yeah. And then Madrid will turn up. The reason they will turn up and then they say they have what it takes to hurt Manchester City. Manchester City, the Matheus Nunes, O'Reilly, and the laterals. And they are coming up against 2 speedsters in the game. If he plays Vinicius and Mbappe, they have the pace to hurt them. Now Mike can about vulnerabilities in the defensive shape of Manchester City. And Alonso should cede possession to Manchester City and thrive on the counter-attack. So yes, sir.
Sitting so much
because for Fulham to have come into the game, so share 4 goals when they went down by 4-1. The game ended 5-4.
5-1.
5-1. Yes.
Now, last minute.
Yeah.
That timely clearance now. City for Clem Lines and some game near 5-5.
Yeah. But yeah, said the Madrid be winning game now. A lot will depend on Jude Bellingham. It should be the Jude Bellingham show. If Madrid will win this game, a lot will depend on him. So a tough game. Man City grow in stature in terms of European clubs. I able Mudi. Among the AC Milan, the Liverpool, or the Bayern Munich, but in their own right, they've been that team. Whenever you see teams say all coming up against Real Madrid on frequent basis, it means the club has grown. Because Ubeshia Madrid, now the business end of the competition. Into whenever you meet them frequently, it shows team no any. Now a gamer it should produce goals. Both teams will be scoring, but should there be any winner in the game? I fancy Madrid sir overpick the 3 points.
Whoa, yeah, but couple so bad quick. You're saying Ryan and I knew. Yeah, and it's to vote. So then we see a fan be a quick one early kickoff. Karabakh will feed to Ayas.
Ayas.
What's it?
Karabakh Ayas.
Ayas for an answer. I knew.
Ayas will lose this game.
Ayas. Be a more goals in a double chance. Ayas my score. But for 3 points, yeah, both teams to score. But for 3 points, Karabakh better if Ayas.
Be our Copenhagen.
Yeah, first time 2 teams will say Munshia die in their history. And we have Villarreal, I'm from Yafi, Copenhagen had double chance for Copenhagen, both teams to score.
Villarreal.
About Kosovo Ceramica, Estadio Ceramica, but Meko Copenhagen double chance. Both teams to score.
Bilbao, Paris Saint-Germain.
Yes, PSG to win or draw. Bilbao be go, PSG be go.
Leverkusen, Newcastle.
Leverkusen bury Newcastle, both teams to score. A win for Leverkusen, both teams to score.
What a matter about having them.
Oko Germany, Leverkusen better if you be Newcastle.
Wow.
Yes.
Benfica Napoli.
Mama both teams say yes. Game no.
Benfica Napoli.
Benfica very no fee, no double chance because Napoli weekend no. Yes, a match. Now when better Napoli, when a pack a bus. Bus of Romeo.
Okay, so
Dortmund double decker.
Bakude double decker bus no. Well, Dortmund Bodo Glimt.
Dortmund never renew fee. Memfa go crema Bodo.
Bodo means go.
Memman go.
Okay, so Brugge Arsenal.
This is a tricky game. Both teams to score. Arsenal be winning.
I think Ben who changes rotation.
Yeah, rotation. Oh, so me man a double chance for Arsenal. For Arsenal, make for
double chance. Who and this flat?
Yeah, no. So who this guy come
Well, Juve Pafos.
Of course, only side of Panamica game we say show. So Juve try to really lose game with there. Our essence in being in the Champions League. Say so Juve to win at home.
Married Man City in the summer Maccabi and I
make call for double chance for Man City, both teams to score.
Wontumi 101.3 Nyamin Sawo.
Whoa, yeah. Cabo. Fancy,
Yerem na Yemfa and Komaka Crabra. You best start with the Black Stars of Ghana. You play a friend Abu Francis, Ghana friendly game against Japan, and the 9 twist here na a hard dream. But good news in this recovery, no, a cost baby room and Yama. It's me a koya no Abu Francis. Good news from Abu and ya don't somebody. But the Black Galaxies Enra, you catch your say Black Stars and na omo South Africa for friendly game. Nemo reports and say Black Galaxies omo and a repe Abu our friendly no at the Ghana now 20-man squad coach Kasim Mengo and Rano releasing the Rihanna at the about 20-man squad no Lorenzo say Anopanisi Sodemao Felix Shea Edi Ewo Mukarama Deni Mahmudu can be Isaac Afo Ejim Razak Samson Ebenezer Alban Ali Mohammed Samuel Oseko for Nations Abdulaziz El Swado All Blacks and Afi Eche Dockley El Heart of Lions Nanakus Kisi and Asante Ewo Vision and a Prince Owuzu Mediama Salim Adams our Mediama Emmanuel Alban ewo Bechem United Calvin and Chroma ewo Media Emmanuel Ano ewo Nations Emmanuel Mafo ewo Adriana and Rundolph Junior Nana Kwesi Mensa ewo Swado All Black Samuel Atakumi o Gold Stars and Asedu Suraj ewo Dreams we mo players yafre wo mo na yenim senka goalkeeping department no ye ka Black Galaxies enka ebeka ye number 1 SM nanka eja Benjamin Asare nemo ne din enim we ana coach Kase Mengala che reasoner dientia abrantia friend say Benjamin Asari Dean and Squad Ninti coach Kasimingo.
And to give them the chance because he has already justified himself already. That is our number 1. So there's no way we should really qualify that he is already in the senior national team. And we have a lot of local goalkeepers. So we have to tell some of them to give them the chance because he has already justified himself already. That is our number 1. So there's no way we should call him to come and justify himself at camp. There's no way. The person is a regular member of the senior national team and we invite him to come to the camp to justify himself. It doesn't make any sense. So that's how we left him out. But these people to come and justify that. Now, when Asare is not in case we have a game and he's not available, we should get senior national team. And they can also play. They can also get the exposure so that we can rely on them when he's not available. It really qualifies that he is already in the senior national team. And we have
already senior national team. Tiabane say ya, so Makwan Emma Fufro, and so eba no many opportunity na Miki Charles akasa afa same show na ene wa sempa no pay. Miki Charles zone ti ase se Benjamin Asare undergo kroma biem ye hunu po mu has a boy you know. Now or see every for them rabon make Benjamin Asare we bra and identity and a World Cup na wo ko nti na empese ye one day was here one day problem
every be no nya has of folk na be chere nya you did in the selection
maestro pushing is a way then kai has issue because omo no yesen komo ebisa se denti na Benjamin dem any other so one there every for no make chere se denti na Benjamin Asare ye hunu biem yentie kakra Miki Charles na was important maestro and a bon komo.
And you see now no na me catch you be say Accra House of Folk goalkeeper no what is the problem now
no see injury
me see FA no na say you call Japan a Black Star player be pride it was all over the news the FA issued a release what is happening to Ghana's number 1 Benjamin Asare what is the problem because my monitor Accra House of Folk matches on my body and saying omo fa no ntu pole mu ebiasi pen obeka Felix Anan yenim ye afede na omo onkipu edise kotokopos no e me rokra na mu amakwa no de efri kotokoko de baby omo mehu obi catch am so oh has a force say onya has player bi mu oye national asset
but was say has player
see dey tell me
any match be here has na be control
see dey tell me say onya has player na say no why Ghana for nyina dia it kotoko has sem no mam
okay
kotoko ni aduana ne has sem no
emam and I no pay boy was say on the yes think has for kra na mechi was debi every for no na omechi me no ensem kakra ori atudwa na kotoko players no so no ebi emam ye nya list no na wo hwe say the New City a report in say can say coach Kase Mengel and Abdulkarim Zito edin komo na nkomodie no no ana Karim Zito chere say the players ne de bebre prepra omo mu free injury background omo nya nto omo wi nti on pardon because kotoko so matches be omo players no wa shorty and no can be nti and Patrick Asiedu Kwadwo set and afi Obejeu and Peter Midumo ye hu omo squad no no yes agreement a coach no omo mienu eso etime ko ye ne kotoko bo omo FA Cup omo ne future stars and the boy coach Abdulkarim Zito ahead of the game saying and I will see echo game no mo achim de omo faso akọ game no say de be omo faso a omo wi ni na coach Abdulkarim Zito
fighting for the objective. We have to persist and then continue fighting for the objectives. So with the FE, we only have one chance to play before the next chance. Unlike the league, a marathon. Maybe I'll bet my way. Actually, no was somebody first, and I will finish. No was somebody first. The end justified them. So with the winning there, I think this is a bigger opportunity for us to make amendments, for us to prove that maybe it's a moment to be a not that a moment to be a and we can improve upon it and now make amendments. So we start by fighting very hard to eliminate future. I know it will be difficult, but
summer if you are the say uti nkomo coach eresenuama ebitima ekamanu nkomo efrio aviaba na nkomo baako ewo ni nyina ne say ohwe media ma omni Go Stars game na say baso this weekend na report eba ne say based on the players call up I know etima abranhwe ya nkomo no ekosim bia 24th of December na omo match no ebitima abaso discussion ekoso de ebesi bia no ye don sam edebeba na afia to so na fancy no pan me catch was a has edeka bare 3 months omuntu players nika eno ama house of folk players ni be faking injury match ni du ba bi omuzo omo ade omo prane nuama bia na san koma na ayekoso no ana me catch you say abrantie friend Hamza Isa amani agent demand so omo terminate the contract because 3 months here so untu a player nika ade a was wo bumra so nti omo ni say contractor o sign no timi terminate eno report ba nemom enkomo no course na Piero as the House of Folk or Parado say, Omodie, a car Omodie December, a car Omode has for day only December and Omode. December is when say a car December so grady and car mountain of graphene away. Aha. Ne say Opari denies a BBS senior. Nemo you more chess 3 months to players no to Omoka. And we and some if you are there. Now, way Anna Sanidara say has is the air cost no problem na air cost na who is a management no go bi o wa yes o mu na manage has problem ni na ye wo mu coach ko na coach aba we ko na we aba na mu kofo bi o ho say you rafa bi afa da anyi o man free o has ne de e be ko so agina bebi agina yintie Sanidara.
For heaven's sake, I'm pleading with His Royal Highness. He has worked with a group of people. It's not worked well. He's changed coaches after coaches. Every time they blame coaches. There's one area that remains intact, and that is management. He should change it. And let's see, perhaps something will change. If persistently you've been changing coaches. How many coaches have Togbe changed since he became the owner of Hearts of Folk? It will number maybe perhaps in more than maybe 20. If the persistent changes in coaching has not changed, perhaps the people helping him to do the recruitment must also change. If you try one thing in business and persistently it is failing, it is about time he tries another thing. Maybe change management. Maybe get help from somewhere. Maybe change tact. And I'm sorry to say, I observed the local terrain intensely, even much more than before.
Also, House of Folk next game on Mobile Nations fancy on Saturday 4 p.m. Olegon. A horror game the course the reporter and say can you and it's a coach Masudi the drama and Elususa game where won't meet me edge and no has been penny for years. Reporter and say can ye and come a course the meeting there course has CCA umudin come
say has Elusu get to nations
are real major
nations on the road.
Yeah.
They are not that troublesome side.
Of course.
The nations
possible se coach Masudi ako and you come now okwa matise is you coach Watara besabe Watara me amadamfo the fancy
Watara okruma
o there be say interim or free wa na Watara be hwechi so no we coach I know one
Watara be ba na be Togbe ntia.
Of course. I want Trabanti and money.
Watara and senior form.
Oh, of course. Says one special advisor to the board. Special advisor to the board. Watara.
Okay.
Nti say oyi. Of
basketball no for masa. Am go fast. Kabu sorry.
Oh yeah. Advisor.
If you want to fufa, me and answer.
I bought club my new na kaze. Yen saki coach bia masa munya isa dem. I don't know how much isa.
Tufu.
Watara no muka so say the ball ni identity. Watara si player 2 billion the board.
That's the Zika near the team no.
Yeah, in some course.
Yeah, quite.
Mickey Junior so Johannesburg or B MacBook no na or she.
Hey, Mickey Junior masa. Tom dia woni o juma yo.
On chain. Obehu ya wan chain.
And upi mo techiman so.
Tom dia be pe pa no de o.
Empa no de.
Yeah, so obehu ya Sunday na Joanna Saturday na Unity no make chance and prepare.
Techiman so fire station omo show.
Team
na bi on ko techiman. Oko Jobe.
That was Techiman first.
Our free South Africa. Our Jobe.
Mania transit direct flight.
Where direct flight?
Transit be any. Yeah, and Sunday they be bring a couple de ago, but are serious? Around a friend Benjamin Asari no. House of folk managing a year. I'm managing a year. Every available game be a national team local omomanunko bobi. Nyawaye no otuado no beko work up. But somebody ni CC Ghana for ya no ya bed drop in a free final squad no kura beko work happening.
Tinka chana also ko.
We also omonenko
friendly game.
Omo fanunko bi ada no fanunko.
Mingo say we number 1 in T.
Number 1 Kennedy when you know no mkoda mo number 1 he ceases to keep the post for the local blasters ana. Jack omano koda momo mfano ko hihye baby a no under the post ni who be that atu goalkeepers bebre omano koda the stay keeper na beye obe correct no ono na be save. And there's nothing wrong for a goalkeeper. So that pool no a mistake. It happens. Game no sanity. They should make him available for games. But Coach Kazim, let's know the by the menya nanka. Send you tomo you no presser. Coach Nebusa, I don't have freeway. No, because players be woman, they don't deserve the call up. Local boys, or Sekufu say, I don't know why he's in it. I don't know why.
Mama listen why. Mama
shouldn't be part of this group because in the modern mom for nation this season, great money, you know, I'm unable. Until be a bench warmer, match this squad be or crown them. Why? And Alex Boachi is playing for Diana Stars.
The player in question.
Yeah, Diana Craft.
Alex Boachi is playing well for
Diana Stars.
Samates center back na ya na me refinidi. Ebenezer Akwa.
But who see coach no so dey come him say bia me free be on so try say league no go so e course no. As o club bia for the play on so try say the matches no. Baby a drew ni ade so who's a korokodi also exempt mo players no from the call up
anya no credit na say if we are from me mediama for no so anya mo na do at that top
mediama for benya ko me push mo no mo game akwa chiri
da bi otiu ya coach na sam na o report ya ma ho ne ye ho adwuma me enko asem foforo bi aso also fair club bi a o say ene o matches mediama na ye top of the table into be wa ben league na G at this point I mediama omo players
say omo mediama no so nya kra na nkomo so matches na tire na yem post
into omo de omo ntimi anka nchire coach ni say yen so matches ni inti men free players no asem na based on asem na wo kan na
Wontumi
for Kotoko de justifiable justified the reason Kotoko for the player man also otias here 14 players a pra. And since your ball from Africa, no, omunya arrest. Until the Biara Kotoko Matchday squad, the last 3 games, youth players 4, and I add up, I'm an 5 our bench. No, until our team, no, ablo pra, answer pra. Until our team, they see then will be ma Oba national team. Lord Amwa, the only right back or fit. Shaibu ko 9 months. Emmanuel Kote, Afino Aba Baka or recover Kakra, but on your fit for action. Patrick Esiedu, Mino Kasinzu injured. Hibejo, on one Messiah home Finfio. Into how would let's be fair here. How do you leave your players as a national team to Omo South Africa? Yeah, at the opportunity be briba agent we bet me one to player. You didn't but situation a Kotoko, we see the enjoy players on national team. But media man for now can coach in excuse no coach. Boys no do na ne awuni mo dada ne ne awpe o masem na ofre omo. Because a bimwa sana ya wo aduana issue be part of this team. Emmanuel Kobe should be in this team. For the consistent performance, yes season we nko ofribofo ebe remu Africa. Yam one on national team no nyini kakra wo na errors be e won the game no yam pepe free o. Am frɛ no. It is our own friend Benjamin Asaria. Add Kobe to the list. So say international goalkeeper no DNT or number 1 T oh man arrested. Why don't you add on also? So my about 3 or 4 players bia. Me share list ni man ka say omoba. Ebi mu more this season enya kura zo cruise be edinshim. We call list now. They don't deserve because league near follow. Who players or more form was through you who or more the enye. The coaches na yemo juma but born ye di church and you really can be inti modern motates no na de anyone go school no but the ehwe no so de buy bit match musa you who quality player you who do twa wata you tinya mama fa no ma bia medada sa age ne yatwam say who call coaching certificate as a obi odi referee me no na call Cooper test anya Cooper test nko the loss of the game no e wo ho anya hidden document no haka say nko na anim na wi abe review kodi kotokone hohoi obi first tackle anya violent conduct no am na yellow card 20 minutes 5 yellow cards basically na players no cry express omo abobon because the fear of say the next one menya red. So Charlie, we should do things well. Coach
Mike Bra. See on the call up now, I think that maybe call up will be there will definitely be reservations about it. And on a panel didn't come out sporting America. I said I want to perhaps enter into the mind of Kasi Mengo. Na ma shedye opesoye. I think this call up here based on players on Nimomo and Ebisua Omoboniye Omo clubs. Omo Nimomo no. Your boys are either on Omo Yejma or Bechim or Nations FC. Don't forget, say Kasi Mengo was still with Nations near the Ejuma Weimano. So the players are perhaps per reporter winya and now Omo one radar so no. He knows them from close. Into check here. Osaiko 4 for instance. Checking Nations FC team Noah, he played the most when Mengo was around. Mengo Mengo played with the back three until Ubenya Kofo, Grapeman, Anna Simpson. Yeah. So checking it clearly, he is a player he knows into Onimni UC. Ano Mengo Nena Yejuma Bechem Nations. If you look through the list, Emmanuel Aban, Bechem United. So the indicator here, players are onimomo. Or what GDA say, where the Metcheni way and many obetimi coupled with players or more from for the goalkeepers. Felix Che has been one of the consistent goalies our league name. Last season, he went a bit off the radar. And Apia Kubi, Ebedem Kakra, then Che came back for his spot. Mediama Edgy League or qualify for Africa. That was the time Che needed to get this kind of recognition consistently. Kuwatimia Pejakra Akudu baby Benjamin Asare. He's an excellent shot-stopper. One of the best and most consistent goalkeepers for a league. He is there. And the exploits now Boade Media Medru Baby Omedru. He's kept the post for them in all games on Mabo in the Premier League this season. Media, how many goals on my consider? I think 8. Main fact clean sheet in fan an assessment or a measurement of how good a goalkeeper is, but he has 5 clean sheets to his name as well. So definitely he deserves to be there. Lawrence Osei, again, another one of the consistent goalkeepers where you're leaguing him. Osei has been with Lions since Omo Promotiaba into the Premier League, and he's never looked back. He has over 50 appearances for them, 30 clean sheets, 34 goals conceded. 2-year goal concession ratio, we 1 goal per game on po. Clearly, there is a goalkeeper who has also demonstrated consistency. This season, 30 matches, clean sheet 8 or 9. We keep it clean sheet 7 or 8. And we are conceding 9 goals. So clearly, these are part of the select group of goalkeepers or more ball, more than. If you expand the options, you see, in fact, 3 goalkeepers, you add another name to it. Unfortunately, the coach has to settle on 2. Fine, no problem. Right back, Kamaradini Mamadou. Oboya Kobo Blasters Nibi. Again, last season, the top scoring defender in the Ghana Premier League. This season, again, is in there. Washe 2 goals among the top 3 scoring defenders in the Ghana Premier League. Offensively, he showed an outlet. Defensively, he's part of a Mediama setup. They have been very good so far this season. We bought all matches for them. Isaac Afu Pry and Afei Nawaba. But he's not returned to his explosive best. Form now after fire some at SDG League, no. And no one did more to add to suffer no call blasters. But a pra into a consistency and a deninya. Razak Simpson, again, one of the select group of local players Otuado came to use during an ill-fated AFCON qualification process. Only Ebenezer Ban Nayaton from Blasters Nimupain. In fact, 4 defenders no Mudikaino. Omuni Nabo Blasters Nibi.
Kamaradini Mamadou
Afol
Isaac Afol Razak Simpson Ebenezer Ban.
Omuni Nabo Blasters Nibi. Ali Muhammad Eko kan has team ne hono. Now he has improved the Hearts defense together with Osei Sibemone and the other members of the team. They have upgraded the Hearts defense. This season, the best defensive team per the numbers available. So a difference maker here in Ali Muhammad Abua, and I think Oremwa and Yabone Osaiko for the coach has knowledge in terms of working with the player into him. But one player will remember how Malfo Bebena for drink also Abdulaziz. Kakuta was with Real Tamale United. Bobo ni pa. Unfortunately, Sikasem Nyoma Yebasa and now to you the core relegation. This player went to us. He was turned down. Okohas ma omu yinifrim. Amafano.
Zankebio justifying.
David Amafano. So last season, he basically went under the radar. No, koye di obeye. Then, Sweden All Blacks, Oma qualifier bebo Premier League in Rim, and he's been a consistent player for them.
Odienya kola.
Odie Makin, Shedenya, but say All Blacks bobo ne TV. So also koshe Abdulaziz. The Kamaradini Mamadou Yena Mekano. He does similar. And he's a competent modern day left fullback and for the midfield Eche Dogli, Prince Owusu, Salim Adams, Nana Kusi Asante. Nana Kusi Asante is your typical Fuzitela for Midiema. And I say oye Adaboa oye more refined. I mean can say be a more kumasi or motaisha kotokono. Oye Lord Hilary Adaba, where you more refined. Ultimate ball no but was also in ball passing, and that is one advantage for the attack. I would have not selected Emmanuel Aban. I think that's a Unya Kelvin and Kroma, Unya Emmanuel Ana. You don't need Aban, but coach needs to name the or yes our selection. No, Besha squad way dear changes and Kameye woman ebeye mienu. 1, I will not select Kufuor. I will choose Sofiane Usman, captain for all United. Open the most versatile or the most effective utility player where league or no this season. Wabo defense, wabo midfield, wabo offensive midfield player baako he's played everywhere and ono ne de Oma say yaka say mpunu wo United team ni wase 4 goals so far. You would have to just watch him play and understand send you see somebody ma United and was our player or squad ni mu a football there okobo match bibi etimi si ebia obo now o defensive midfielder akopra Sofian can play as a defensive midfielder o defender baako akopra but changes no tell you we see a plan with team so you need such players in the squad. And no judge Kofo ne send you on board ne dodo na. I would have replaced Kofo with Sofian Usman. Attack ne so Prince Chineboa or Baseke Holy Stars. Has a bar Meshel, Kotoko bar Meshel. Was 5 goals so far this season. 40% goal involvement for Baseke Holy Stars, or total goals in the Ghana Premier League. He is a difference maker. And I believe that collapse Nibuaya to reward form. And if that is the yardstick, I think Chineboa should be here instead of Emmanuel Laban. But and just said the coach na yenye. Ayo no nso so ye send you see Drenfa. Ana meso me de send you see Drenfa. I only hope and pray. Say be fa dia momo. And one no.
Whoa, new bread.
Yeah, Kolapi. I think Sir Felix deserves to be there. For a long time on not catcher, he deserves to be there. And for 4 consecutive seasons last year, Afi Lawrence as you deserve it. Other goalkeepers, as Okohobia, I wouldn't want to mention Mano Kobe, send form no a good other than I am friend and all of that. But just as Mickey said, go Chinuna Aya Kolapano, and that if he goes with Felix and Lawrence, I will stick with these two. Now the point back on Rosine and fancy me was so question Kakra because Obusa said Benjamin Asare has had opportunities with the senior national team. And a Kamara Di Mahmoud Soswe, Isaac Afo Soswe, Razak Simpson Soswe. We've also seen them.
Yeah, almost one opportunity.
And they are waiting to say Otto. Boys are don't call World Cup and Simpson on your friend.
Yeah.
Kamara Di Susu your friend. So say be a sorry national team, senior national team uniform. Sorry, you will koi.
Yeah.
I don't know more. Pay the coach na catch other players Asia so many opportunities.
Yeah.
We mudi yehu asari awie yehu Kamara so awie on national team so fight to other players no bi sunya we akomope. You know say Kamara just as other players ni na ye me nanfofo but the coach ne kan ye say asari nya senior national team no dey but the question why Kamara wa Isaac Force so e wa ha Razak Simpson and Ebenezer because
we are no mono way once a consistency no hold them Benjamin Asare or national team in TSA.
Okay.
Oh no ameki asementi bibi kakra ho.
Okay.
Ba we mu ko no ma ba mu ko.
Na Prince Osusu e mediema.
Okay. Okay. And also wait me ebisa question.
Yeah. Prince Osusu last game you saw Bobby. Okoyo your friendly game e come UK Krabi. No so he's still here and
yeah.
O dey fan to hold.
Okay.
But now we say Majino bibi so kakra e won e call up no. Enyema baako mienu bia ya na ye pese ye check e we team mpa opportunities ba se ya na ye pese ye ka couple o check coach ne midfield no a eso na madwen kire me say obeyi ebi mu akoka midfielders ne ho because Dogly or a typical 6.
Oh okay.
Salim Adam or a typical 6 otimi ekore ni mko support kakra.
Okay.
But all the number ka ho a we are talking about 2 different 6s. Na na kusi Asante ne Prince Owusu 2 attacking minded midfielders. Etikoba say no a ye ball league ya say this Raj maybe who no so a midfielder even though he can also score.
Yeah.
But may never come midfield. Kevin and Nkrumah for Mediama may never come midfield. That will make room for that attackers season you also so bomb more and I will tell you for a fact Berma Ban should have been part of these attackers.
Okay.
So you be a coach, you know where you free Berma so our nations and one training Yankohena. This season a debia
yes I'm going na ya juma.
And I can say be yeah coach you on latter days na Berma uniforms are.
Okay.
But league no wa full feed here. All 4 assists. A more dribbling creativity 1-on-1 trick or the ba enka ho.
Yeah.
And I am not calling for obi obome club or whatever.
Yeah.
The me players no nim say come once be brace. One kasa so nim say come once. But I am discussing it on equal strength just as my calling out for other players. And I'm saying say a free born a year body in terms of creativity. Ultimate more creators. I will be Solomon a J of Samatesia film that 4 assists. And they are now from the creativity. As 8 or 4 assists. A dear now for the creativity. Nechipe as a winger, right or left winger, Berma Bass also has just same numbers. It's creativity. 2 players who didn't listen. So who are we talking about? Opa some more assist listen or Hormone Famra. Berma Bass around 3-4. Ubenya the other player na medical body on the Solomon J for some 4 assists. So these players are also missing on the list, and I am talking about creativity. So couple, Coach Kasim Mengeldo and Papa Prekope, but I am speaking to collapse any place.
I
feel say Essokomo Bahase. And in the final third, no, Ubenya Emmanuel and no Ubenya Emmanuel Maf, Ubenya Rudolph Jr., Ubenya Samuel Takumi. Only says Uncle Fu is a 4 in 9. Me person Mokobo neighbor. Na me share how coach ebe team
nafa.
Yeah. But I know the story be any problem ni bi oblasta because Emmanuel man for form, Emmanuel Kumi of form. Emmanuel and no a coach Kasim Mengo but obe start no. So ko start Emmanuel and no I am telling you. And if ba ko pe e be kan ho e wo list ya mabobo bodi di ahwe wi. Unya bo Emmanuel and no you need just one person, either Rudolph Samuel Takumi or Emmanuel Mafo. Me and some way, we have a coupon at Naka Emmanuel no, and I'm a catcher. Onya selected by coach or best starting Emmanuel no. Onya starting Mafo, Atakumi, Rudolph, Bakopan Bacano. If he does and start free from West area, then I'm telling you, said there will not be any balance in the final third.
Oh, okay.
And we are 9 for me. And the only person or a flexible profile as a number 9 or Emmanuel no.
Okay.
Etika Obenyam Pa. Na ka bo e bi Atakumi na Emmanuel Mafo 2 topper.
Okay.
Now what the anono ejromachi because ono we half 9 half 10.
Okay.
But the coach e pick no ko top dia ba ko pen be kan ho top because someone can it be mo nyina obiachi. And especially if you have Kevin and Nkrumah, if you have Ano, I am tempted to believe say coach between call for Kevin and Nkrumah, Emmanuel are not on the flanks, no about top back. But let's wait patiently and watch the next happen. Game where there you better follow because the league need a couple years now, so they see we know every player and the quite fast ball. But to call up never say I senior coach is busy but the person my coach benefit. I have a lot of players. Yes.
Okay.
But I maybe see animal. Hamza is a house folk and handle the year.
Okay.
The situation Mempe. For 2 seasons, one of the best players in the final third, Mauli Wayo.
Yeah.
Almost 23 very good stars.
Sure.
He has about 11 goals. When the Sincha Hamza Issa comes in next, from Dokunyam picking the feet around the phobia tree. It's Hamza Issa now you are more player, more promoting the bike, crack. The same thing I catch us a Peter Miduakwa, a young boy. Put him in the frame for tomorrow. Oh, yeah, the Bassa or Qua, a Fenosa coach. Hamza Issa has been so our market says, yay. Nasomunya. I didn't want to be handling issue ni couple
salary issue Mati
now comes inside key striker the mawa 5,000 for 3 big can 8,000 na captaincy you know say nipa 4 na be ya captaincy leaders no what na be so 4 na free ho how many more you do na Pedro didn't face one kabasa you know Gavi created we on team chichibi couple omo manage players because okofa Cashala Ramos edneba $1 Cashala Ramos boy you are chini boy singing now but you come break junior cover na one akofa ne buy one more has
hey you go
one more has
well I know I can say new or do airport so I'm the kind interview first I'm to buy ya son watching on akwa be bohwe okroma hey assembly go ye ni nkomo ye ni easy be to aso na afia bon